Hey, yous. Welcome back to Paul for Initiative, the tabletop role-playing stream where the audience influences the story. I, of course, am Ben, and/or Benjamin, it's as I'm known on the internet, and with me, I have Seth, otherwise known as MB Banshee, who'll be serving today as your DM. Go ahead and say hi to everyone, Seth.
Hello. I just want to come out the gate and say, this stream's gonna be laggy still. It's probably lagging right now. I don't know what to do about that. We're still trying to figure out what the issue is. Oh, that's so loud.
Admittedly, we should have ran some tests over the weekend, but forgot to. But
Correct.
doing some quick tests before the stream today. I'm pretty sure the lag is specifically on your PC and not on the internet connection.
Yeah.
And it might have something to do with Roll20. I think Roll20 might be potentially our culprit. The only other option is maybe your new keyboard and mouse are somehow causing input lag, but whichever one, it's something on your PC.
Yeah. So, sorry.
There's not a whole lot we can do about either of those right now.
No.
Unfortunately.
I do my best to cut out the worst of the lag and the VODs, but otherwise, if you're here live, thank you for being here live, and also, I'm sorry. It's just gonna be so laggy, so I apologize in advance. I'm trying, man.
I mean, as long as the sound doesn't get bad, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think it usually just...
The sound is what we care about.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes the sound will come through and it like doesn't match our lips, you know? But I think that as long as you can still hear what's going on, it should be okay.
Well, that's because the video is lagging, but the audio is fine. The audio is okay.
Audio's not an
And
issue.
frankly, a lot of people aren't even fully watching the whole time. They're like listening in.
That's
So it's
true.
like, frankly, to them, they're probably fucking hearing us talk about this, and they're like, "What are you talking? I don't notice
never
anything.
seen
What are you
lag.
talking about?"
I never seen that in my life. Anyways.
This has been a great experience. I've had no problems.
Anyways, welcome back, friends, to Pull for Initiative. Let's just get into it. Yeah, let's do a little recappy. Fun little recap.
A recappy.
A little recappy. So
Isn't Cappy the name of like the hat in the new Mario game, or the not so new Mario game?
Cappy? I don't play Mario.
Yeah, like the hat. He like throws his hat and it like takes things over. I'm pretty sure his name was Cappy.
I
have to look it up.
don't play Mario games, so you're really asking the wrong person.
I haven't played it either. It is Cappy. Oh wait, it's Little Buddy? No, it's Cappy. It's Cappy and Little Buddy. Okay, I was right. I just need everyone to know I was right, even though I haven't played the game. Okay,
Fantastic. Anyway, no one asked and no one cares.
Wow, all right, fuck. Jesus.
Fuck. Well, you made me fucking forget what I was gonna say, you bitch. This happens every time.
Recappy.
Oh yes, that's right. So
You are so tilted today. What is happening?
here's what happened. I had to go outside and interact with people today, so I think I'm a little bit more like my overstimulation levels are higher than usual, so I think my agitation levels are also a little bit higher. So I apologize if I am perhaps a little bit snippy today.
I will probably, unfortunately, be triggering that a lot because that's just what I seem to do, evidently.
Who you are as a person. No, it's fine. I love you. Anyways, last episode was a really fun and awesome episode where definitely nothing bad or sad happened at all. You witnessed, how does one summarize the events? You witnessed Pinky memories regained due to the toy maker gifting to her a token with the remember symbol scratched into it. remember who she was before she was clowned, and try to take her revenge, as it were, wielding a spiked axle, attempting to, kill Hecna. Didn't go her way, unfortunately. All of you were whisked away into the laboratory, the House of Wax, where you met Sophie, Stella's sister, the Chandler of Flesh, the creator of many of the monstrosities that call the Revelia home, and I believe the clown corruption itself.
Sorry, Stella. Gotta kill your sister.
There we saw Pinky's punishment. Well, we saw maybe a glimpse and left with an idea, right? We didn't see what happened to them.
I think we can use context clues.
But we can guess. Afterwards, the toy maker ushered you out through a secret entrance, where you exited onto the second floor of a casino in the Dismaydium, which you now have access to. Unwittingly, right? Hagna did not mean to take you there, but his mistake is your gain. Afterwards,
I just want to say, just throwing this out there, really clumsy way to run a revolution, by the way, just treating specific members as expendable. But that's all right. It's the toy maker's revolution, not mine. Oh, there's nothing we can do. Guess we gotta leave it to die. Like, all right, well, okay.
You then returned to the Lost and Found, spoke with Locke and the toy maker, reunited with Haggis first. You and Scooter took a brief little tour with Hecna to the Tunnel of Love. You met Cicero, the former master of ceremonies, then ran into Haggis, and then as well as finding Yavanna in the Flophouse, taking your new companions back. When you arrived back at the Lost and Found, Boot was awake. You all sort of had your little reunion. And then the Locke and the toy maker then told you the next steps of the plan, right? There are significant items that are needed to defeat Hecna and to escape the Revelia, to repair the train that will allow everyone to depart this realm. You retrieved one such...
The stick, the catch, the chair, the thingamajig, and some other fifth thing that we don't know.
Correct. You learned of a carnival-wide search for the stick, as it was what Pinky had somehow gotten access to, used against Hecna in that brief sort of rebellion, and it was thus lost in the crowd. And Hecna wants it back pretty badly. So there is a sort of big search going on for that. You managed to find one such object at Gertrude's Grove, where you also found Peaches. Had another little... Well, you actually had never met Peaches previously, but a new introduction and another child found. And then afterwards, you all reconvened at the Shattered Station, the sort of derelict and forgotten station that was once the a pivotal building in this place, where once it brought revelers to this place, and then when Hecna realized it could also be used for escape, thus destroyed the train. And the station has since been forgotten by him, and has since then been turned into the headquarters for the rebellion. You arrived and you met the members of the Choo Choo Cadre, the other members of the rebellion, the somewhat leader figure Watt, older gnome or an older dwarven man, the half elf Giggles, the gnome Piper, the gnoll Rough Tumbles, as well as the gnome who has one of the latest stages of clown corruption, DC, who does not appear to be doing well. And I believe when we last left off, we were discussing the clown corruption and what next steps could be taken to finding these objects and any other important items to escape and to defeat Heckna. So a bit of a longer recap. A lot happened last episode. In that case, let us do our intro. Another fine intro brought to you by Benjamin. Yeah, let's.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead.
God, I wrote an intro again.
What do you mean? You just sent it to me.
I write a lot of things. Okay.
Valid.
Never got my eyebrows waxed before. I never had either until I met Seth. And I have gotten so many waxes since before I've met them.
Yeah. Having your eyebrows cleaned up is nice, okay?
I will say eyebrows is by and large the easiest one. It's so easy.
Correct.
Like I'm going to say something that's going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but I feel like people who have gotten waxes will understand what I'm saying. Like eyebrows, like a lot of waxing is just straight painful, but eyebrow waxes specifically are just a tiny bit painful.
Yeah.
In like a way that's like kind of nice. You know what I mean? It's like
it makes you feel clean afterwards, right?
That, but it's like the best thing I can think of is like well, you know how sometimes it's nice to feel a little pressure or something like that. It's kind of like that, where it's like you wouldn't think that feeling pressure is necessarily a good thing, but it's like no, in this case it kind of is. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like when you have a mosquito bite and you like use your nail to do the X method.
And like it
on
hurts, but you're kind of like.
It feels better now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways.
Don't feel pain in eyebrow waxings. Again, it's like very minor pain. It's like a tiny bit, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's painful. It's like a tingle.
For some people, it's painful. It just depends on your pain tolerance. To be fair, if you don't handle pain well, then it's gonna hurt, obviously. Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, we got sidetracked.
So. A week after Aelstain's mutation, we see him fully recovered in the courtyard of Dragonhold. The ashen skies clear for once, the sun shining overhead. We see Aelstain and Amber sparring for the first time since his recovery. For the first time since both of their recoveries. We know that previously, the two were pretty equal swordsmen. But as we enter this scene, it is clear that Amber has possibly succeeded him in this manner.
He like very barely sidesteps one of her top down slashes and prepares to parry the next. And he says, "Holy shit, you weren't kidding. You really have gotten faster."
You see that she is like, she's got, it's like, man, that sword was made for her, you know? And you see she says, well, maybe you're still recovering. Don't expect me to go easy on you, though.
I wouldn't dream of it.
We see Ailstain clearly on the back foot, occasionally stepping out of the way, stepping back while Amber is just pirouetting and riposting into very powerful attacks, which Ailstain just narrowly recovers from, though manages to parry them as he's extremely focused. It is clear that he is desperately looking for an opening, but there just isn't one because she is just too fast. And you see she says, are you gonna dodge all day? You're gonna hit me.
Said, hit ya? You mean to tell me we ain't dancing?
You see that she swings wide with her left arm, which he narrowly leans back and dodges the blow. But as he does, she sort of hooks her right foot under his left and trips him. And we see Ailstain land flat on his ass. The sort of look of realization that things look bad for him as he attempts a final trick, grabs a handful of sand, dirt, ash, and throws it at her face to distract her so that possibly he could get back up. However, she, knowing his tricks, lifts her shoulder cape to block the dirt and immediately swings her sword at his neck, stopping just short. And she smiles down at him. You already used that trick before. Ain't you the one what always tells us never to double dip?
He's like heavy panting and he says,
Exactly why I thought you wouldn't see it coming.
You see that she steps back and holds out a hand to help him up. However, right as she extends her arm, a shadow is cast overhead. And from across the courtyard, you hear Amara call for Amber. You see that she, hand outstretched, forgotten, says, shit, that's right. I'm late. I gotta do some blood work, but we can pick this up later, Ailstain. She turns on a dime, dashes full speed, and is across the courtyard in like 3 seconds flat. Crossing the courtyard from the other direction, with Gale, we see Grayson. We see that as the two pass, Gale stays behind to help Ailstain up, sort of bracing against her crossbow to help lift the weight of him. And Grayson sort of calls back to you over his shoulder. Seems we've determined the better urchin once for all.
Yeah. Too bad jury's still out on any decent noble sons.
You see that he rolls his eyes and shakes his head, and continues across the courtyard into the building. Though Gale stays by your side. And she says, sort of looking after where Amber had disappeared. Amara was right. Amber really did take her mutagens very well. I don't think anyone has improved quite that much.
Yeah, I just hope she ain't pushing herself too hard. She's been training every day, nonstop.
She's determined to be the best. She feels like it's her responsibility now.
Yeah, she's got a way of doing that. Shouldering the world. She don't feel like she's got a choice.
Bloodhunters rarely do. Becoming one is rarely a choice made without being under duress. Either you are forced into it, or feel like you have no other choice.
Yeah, in her case, it's little column A, little column B.
And then he turns and looks at her, realizing he never asked, and says, "Which one are you?"
See, she kind of looks up at you out of the corners of her eyes.
Column B. I didn't want to leave the farm. Animals are simple. Plants are predictable. But it was the logical thing to do.
Logical?
My parents had accumulated quite a bit of debt. They asked me if I'd be willing to go with Kestrel in exchange for settling that debt. I wasn't forced. It just made sense.
That's awful. What kind of parents push their kid to get freakified over at Freak Castle?
They didn't force me. They weren't bad parents. They didn't even do anything wrong. I wasn't ever very close with them, but our relationship was never contentious. All they did was ask. I just knew they wouldn't have asked if things weren't really dire.
He searches her face before asking,
And you're really okay with that?
Gil takes a long time to respond. Sort of distant look in her eyes, remembering what her life was like.
I do wish they hadn't asked me to. I miss the farm. I miss the chickens.
You see, seemingly unbeknownst to her, her eyes water. A tear streams down her cheek. See, she touches it.
Oh, that's bizarre. I don't think I have allergies to anything here.
he's been staring at her face the whole time, and Soilstain makes a show of clapping a hand on her shoulder, and then subtly squeezes a little while pretending to look around, and he says,
All kinds of weird shit blows up the mountain. Maybe it's something on the wind. Why don't you and I go for a walk?
You see she nods and wipes her eyes. Still visibly confused as to why she is crying.
She said that's probably a good idea. Change locations and see if it persists.
The two friends depart this place, and the camera pans away from them. Those moments left for them and them alone. And we return to another sort of somber scene in the shattered station.
the real reason I was excited when Seth said that I could write some intros for the campaign is because I was excited to make you all really sad.
Ain't that just the way? All right. In the station, as we pan down, we see a derelict building filled with scrap metal, wood, cardboard, piles of bent and dented and broken junk. In the center of the room is a battered train engine with its panels removed, revealing the inner workings. Bedrolls are scattered in a far corner, along with a small campfire and some damaged chairs on which the Choo-Choo Cadre sit and speak.
God, that name is so silly. It's like, we're dying of the clown corruption. Also, we're the Choo-Choo Cadre.
I might just start calling them the Cadre because it's really the choo-choo that gets you.
Uh-huh. Welcome to the Choo-Choo Cadre. DC's dying.
All right. We return to this place. You see that Watt, after having sort of explained to you how the clown corruption has taken so much from them and how this place is not worth saving and just ruins people. And after asking if you would help them, you see that he turns to you and he says, "We've spent a long time assessing the train's damage, focusing mostly on the engine," which he motions to behind you. You see he says, "It's both mechanical and arcane. However, there's a problem. We need to get a hold of the schematics to ensure that me and Piper have investigated all potentially damaged areas, and so that Giggles can memorize the original plans. The problem is the schematics are in the funhouse."
That's the big old castle, right?
Yes. You see he says, "However, there is good news." You see that he pulls out a key. And he says, "This is my prized possession at the moment. I believe this key leads to the room where the schematics are in the funhouse. You'll need to find a door to use it on to get you in there. And I don't know what else you'll find. But," you see he kind of stares at the key and he says, "We lost a lot trying to get this key. And it better be worth it. The schematics are in there. We can't," he says, "we can't be seen together. There's got to be people here at all times to make sure the Shattered Station is safe. Can I leave it to you to find them?"
So, quick clarifying question here.
Mhm.
So, the 5 items of importance, those are also to repair the train, right?
Correct.
So the schematics are just something we need on top of that to know
Yes.
how to like assemble it. Okay.
Yes, because Hecna broke this fucking thing, and so they're
Mhm.
like, we can repair it to our best abilities, but if there's some, we don't know how, we didn't make it. We need the schematics to make sure that something vital doesn't need to be repaired, because we're only gonna get one shot at this. Once we get everybody loaded up on this train and we try to get out of here, there's not going to be another chance. So we've got to do it right the first time. You see he holds out the key to you.
Before I do anything else,
Mhm.
I want to listen. I need you to level with me DM to DM here for a second.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure I'm not like wasting a ton of time here and just irritating everyone, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Does it seem like Ailstain's knowledge of like mutagens and mutations and like surviving mutations and stuff, does it seem like any of that is actually applicable to the clown curse and could actually help DC here? Or am I totally wasting my time barking up this tree? Because I've done it multiple times now and I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time.
I just think that it's not something you alone can do. If you had Stella here as well, the two of you might be able to do something.
Sure. I not even just curing though, like maybe just improving their chances while they wait or something. Just because, like, I don't know, and because in my mind I'm like, oh well, surely like there was stuff that like they did to like help the kids survive their mutations, right? Because it has such a high lethality rate. So I was like, maybe you can like give them some like blood hunter concoction to help them survive a little longer. I don't know. It just, in my brain, it's just like, oh yeah, he's a mutant and these people are being mutated. So I'm like, maybe there's something there, but maybe not.
It's the only issue
It sounds like not.
Well, the only issue I'm having with that is first of all, you don't know how to make mutagens. And the ingredient well, you know how
I
to
have proficiency with alchemy supplies and mixing up like blood hunter shit.
Yeah, the only other thing is the ingredients. Because the ingredients to make the mutagens, if you do know what they are very hard to come by. And I'm not sure that you would have access to those specific ones in this place.
Okay.
You know that
so
Stella,
it sounds like no.
You know that
I
Stella
won't waste everyone's time
has
anymore.
a hard time getting her ingredients to make her cure. So I'm just saying, like, if the two of you are working together, potentially, but on your own, no.
So should I bring it up again with Stella?
If you would like to.
I just don't want to waste everyone's time. It's the thing.
I'm hearing you.
Because I've done it like 3 times
I'm
now.
hearing what you're saying, and I need you to hear what I'm saying. And this is the last time I'm gonna say this. If you bring it up with Stella, maybe.
No, okay. All right. You don't gotta be so aggro. I was just trying to save everyone some time.
I'm just saying. I feel like I answered
right.
your question.
Okay.
Anyways.
He takes the key.
Okay. You see that he says, you see that he holds it out to you, and then like when you take it, he doesn't like let go of it right away. He says, "This must be done as covertly as possible. It's imperative that you are not caught in the funhouse. If Hecna finds you, it's game over. Don't get caught. And once you have the schematics, don't lollygag around with them. Bring them straight back here. Okay?"
Heard, chef.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You see that he says, well, you're welcome to rest here at any time if you need to. You see Boot and Haggis and Peaches have kind of like set up a little camp of their own sort of next to their sort of bedrolls and everything. And you see that Yavanna is like, she's found some like old tattered fabric and like metal like sticks or utensils that she's somehow using to like knit. And you see she's like knitting something.
I just want to set the record straight on something because there is misinformation regarding Boot.
Okay.
So
you're right.
I think it was last session you said that Boot was older than Haggis.
Yes.
And I was like, maybe I did write that because I wrote
No.
these characters like half a year to a year ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I misremembered. No, Boot is the youngest. So the dynamic, just for chat to know, the dynamic of the original 5 was that Amber and Ailstain were like the oldest kids that like looked after the younger kids,
Mhm.
and then like Haggis and Feather were kind of like the like like fresh teenage kids, like 12 to 13.
Mhm.
And like Haggis was like the like a little bit more brawny kid. He's a little stupid, but he's a little like stronger, and he's got a heart of gold, you know.
Mhm.
He was kind of the muscle of the group. And then like what you call it, Feather was like really skittish, but like super dexterous, and like that's why she was like doing like acrobatic shit in the opening. And
Mhm.
then Boot was like the really young, like probably not even 10 yet, like little kid that like no one would ever assume was like a criminal. And so like
Mhm.
he was always like the distraction that they would save. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, who's gonna expect this little kid is part of the plan?
Yeah.
Um,
Sort of the role that
and so
that like Peaches has overtaken.
yeah, but also like a sort of level of like innocence to him too, where he
Mhm.
like didn't even fully understand what they were doing all the time, just that it was fun.
Yeah. I think that I messed up because, well, first of all, I didn't have his information directly in front of me at the time,
Mhm.
but
I'm
also
not blaming you. I just wanted to set it straight for everyone that saw how confused I was.
that's fine. I think that where I got confused was you said that he was the smallest, but for some reason I
Mhm.
was like, I was thinking he was older, but he was just really small. So that was my bad.
Oh yeah, no. He was just like he's still small for sure.
Yes.
He's never getting bigger. He's a little goblin
He's just
boy,
a little
but
guy. Your
um
Honor, he's
yeah.
simply a little guy. Anyway.
But yeah, he would probably be like a young teenager now.
Like 15, 16.
Yeah, like 14, 15, something like that. And then like Haggis is probably more like 17 along with Feather.
Yeah.
I think he approaches them.
Mhm.
And I think he can I like look around to see if they fucking have weapons here?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a investigation check.
All right. First roll of the game. 16.
You see that they have cobbled together as much as they possibly could here. You don't see much in the way of like actual weapons like swords, axes, things like that. There is a lot of scrap metal though, like large pipes and shit that could be used as like improvised weapons maybe. And you see Rough Tumbles, the gnoll, sitting on the couch. You see that in place of a maul, they just have a bolt for a train that is the size of like a maul, and they seem to be swinging that around. So it's kind of like
What about the kids?
You use what you could get here. Oh, the children? No. I think Boot maybe has like a little shiv that was in his his boot. In his boot. Boot in his boot. But no, the rest of them they had like just gotten up out of bed when they were taken here, so they don't have anything on them.
I think Ailstain walks up to are they sitting down on the beds?
Yeah. They're like they've made their own sort of little like tent area. What am I trying to say? Pillow fort.
He walks up to Haggis and Boot, and like and also Peaches, but he's like closer with Haggis and Boot.
Right.
And kneels down in front of the beds that they're sitting on. And he pulls those two flintlock pistols out of his bandolier and twirls them and holds them out to Boot and Haggis, handle facing them. And he says, I gotta teach you how to use these. You can't be running around with no fucking tiny little shivs around here, kids.
You see that Haggis, you see that Haggis's eyes get really big, as he looks at the flintlock, and he goes, "Holy shit! You got like prime time? Where the hell did you get that?" And he yanks it from you and is like inspecting it. Uh,
He says, "Now, Haggis, careful. That ain't no fucking toy, okay?"
you see that he tries to spin it like you. Drops it and it goes, and a bullet bounces and breaks one of the windows.
He
You see, he
picks
goes,
it up and he says,
"Oops."
All right, well, you're not gonna get to play with it no more if you're gonna do that.
He goes, "It was an accident."
He says, seriously, I need you guys able to defend yourselves if something shows up over here, okay?
You see, Boot says, "Oh God." Sorry, the voice I gave for Boot is a struggle to do. He says, "All right, big shot, show us what you got."
Can I spend some time like teaching them to shoot?
Yeah, I think you guys maybe head farther out into the woods, as to hopefully not gather too much attention from the noise. Go ahead and give me.
I wanna.
Hmm?
While we do that, I wanna. So I do still have one dagger. I had 2 daggers. I gave one to Locke, but I have one dagger left, and I wanna pull that out of my boot, and have hand it to Peaches, and say,
Now listen, this is real important. It ain't no gun, but you're kind of you're what we consider you're what we call a last line of defense, okay, Peaches?
He goes,
Okay. I know how to wield a dagger.
Well, good. Now I don't gotta show you.
Yeah.
These 2 fucking chuckle fucks, though.
you see Boot flips you off. And while him and Haggis like, you see, as you turn to speak to Peaches, the 2 of them behind you are like looking at their guns and looking at each other and going like, and then as soon as the gun gets to them, they go, nah, nah. Like they're pretending they're like toying with the idea of shooting each other, but then like,
I think Ailstein slaps Haggis in the back of the head, and he says,
All right, what did I just fucking tell yous?
he's like, all right, I'm just joking around. Sorry. I'm a funny guy sometimes.
You
all
fuck
right?
you fuck around one more time, I'm taking them away, okay?
Fuck, all right. You see his cheeks
like,
turn a little bit pink.
he's not smiling anymore. He's like straight faced looking at them, and he's like,
I'm serious, guys.
All right. Sorry.
Says, all right. Come on. It's time you learn to shoot.
Fantastic. How long do you spend with them?
I think he just takes some time like setting up like little like scrap boxes and stuff, and he like paints little like X's on them with whatever they have, and like sets up like a quick little rough and dirty shooting range.
Aw.
And he works with them until like they can, you know, occasionally hit the target, if not like hit it after a couple tries.
Okay. You see, Haggis is having a lot of trouble keeping it steady. I'd say he hits about one in like 7 times he hits the target.
I think
Elstein says, see, the problem is you're doing that stupid thing where you're trying to hold it out with one hand. These things got powerful kickback, Haggis. Look, hold it with both hands like this. Try again.
You see that he goes, I'm trying. It's just, it's cooler with one hand.
Yeah, well, you know it's a lot cooler not getting skewered by fucking Heckner or some shit.
You see, even with your correction, he is still having some trouble. I think that this is more of a time thing. He's gonna need to practice with this thing.
it does seem like he has like the basics down though. Like he could practice alone. Okay.
Yes.
I think he says, "All right, that's your homework then. You're practicing. That's what you're doing out here while while you're waiting for me to get back.
He's like, damn it. God, finally get out of the fucking orphanage and I got the homework again. I didn't even do it when I was in Rion.
Yeah, and hey, when I was in Rion, what did we do? We ran damn good operations, didn't we?
Yeah. You see, he just like is like grumbling to himself and like trying to practice shooting more. And you see, in complete stark contrast to Haggis, Boot is hitting the target almost every single time. It's like
Oh my god.
he's like a natural somehow.
Oh my god, the baby with a gun.
Baby with a gun. Yeah. You see that off to the side, Peaches has taken to like throwing the knife and like hitting the tree. You see he wheels over, pulls it out, wheels back, does it again.
God damn, you weren't kidding. You do know how to use a dagger.
You see he kind of shrugs and he says, people try to rob me. Because you see that he like pats the wheelchair and he says, they think I ain't that fast. But they don't know about this.
Hey, don't always show your hand if you don't have to. I like your style.
You spend a good amount of time out here with them. I'll say that your companions all get a short rest, even though I don't think they need it. And because you were doing stuff, it doesn't really apply to you, but you also don't need one, so it's fine. Yeah, you take that time with them. Their skill in how do I word this? It's like they have gained the ability to wield a gun, right? Yeah.
They have proficiency.
Yeah. Well, not Haggis, but Boot.
Yeah, I just don't think Ailstain would have been comfortable
Leaving them with
leaving his
nothing.
friends alone without a way to defend themselves.
Absolutely. So,
All right, that's enough fucking around. But again, keep practicing.
After you call it a day, all of you return to the Shattered Station. You see that Kaz has taken to sort of looking over DC and just like kind of checking his condition. You see Neve is chatting with Giggles, and Ambrose and Piper are like, she's like showing him different papers, and he's like got like rapt interest in whatever she is telling him about. And yeah,
He's gonna become a mechanic.
he loves information.
He's gonna be
that's his whole
he's
thing.
gonna become the gay man of the group who knows how to drive.
He's the one that knows how to drive. Fantastic. But yeah, so you return there.
Yeah, these two are our goths. I'm our funny man, and that's our driver.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. You see, yeah, Neve's like, I know how to drive. She said, what, just because I'm goth?
Horses
I don't know
don't
how to
count.
drive? Oh. What are you driving? A train?
I'm not. Ambrose is.
Ambrose doesn't know how to drive a train. We'd all die. He says, I resent that. I could probably figure it out.
He could probably figure it out.
Yeah, he says, I have been alive for a while, okay? I could figure it out. And
It shows.
she squints at him and she's like, yeah, whatever, old man. And you see he like... Anyways.
Oh God, is that another wrinkle?
He goes, where? He rushes to the nearest mirror and is like...
I'm kidding. You look exactly the same.
He turns back around to you. You see, he's like, I don't know. Maybe, is this a gray hair? I can't tell. The lighting in here is terrible.
Yeah, you basically got one foot in the grave. Anyway, let's get going.
You see Kaz says, it's not so bad. The four of you depart this place. And as you make your return to the Revelia, you see Neve turns to you and is like, so what are we doing first, boss? What's the plan? We've got kind of a plethora of things to choose from. Is there something you're keen on doing first?
Well, I think they were right about the stick. God, it's so stupid that it's called the stick. If Hecna is so pressed to get that back, I think we try to beat him to the punch.
Mm-hmm. You see that they nod. And she says, I can get behind that. Shall we go? Let's see. Well, the last place it was seen was when it got lost in the crowd where we were. Should we return there and see if we
Midway.
can find any clues?
Yeah, that was the Midway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Fantastic. You return to the Midway.
Yeah, hard cuts to the train fight is funny because I'm pretty sure, wasn't it literally Ailstein who pulled the brake?
Sorry, I don't know what just happened, but I don't know. Say that again, because it did not come through.
Oh, I was just reading the chat and said hard cuts to the train fight, and I said that's true. Wasn't it Ailstein that pulled the brake lever?
Oh, that's true. I guess he did do that, yeah.
I think it was him. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe he told them to pull it. I don't remember, but
I think Neve maybe did say to pull it, but it's fine. It's all right.
Okay.
Let's see.
Just saying, of all of us, he's the only one who drove a train.
True. Fantastic. So, you guys make your way back to the Midway, where all of you witnessed Pinky's revenge. You see that there's a decent amount of people here. You see, I mean, it's not busier than usual. It seems like people were investigating this area but moved on. Though you do see groups of people rather than whereas previously it was kind of a continuous stream of people. People seem to be moving more in groups now. And a lot of them seem to be investigating, right? You arrive in the Midway, and you see in the middle of a crowd, you hear the rumbling of a big fucking wagon. And you turn, and you see Stella. You see that she waves and walks up to you. And she says, I'm surprised to see you alive, to be honest. I saw you disappear along with Pinky after her attack on Hecna. Oh, poor Pinky. I wish they'd ask for help. Maybe if we'd worked together, we could have succeeded. You know?
Yeah, I'm noticing that seems to be a common issue this little thing we got going on suffers from.
You see that she nods and she says, "What I saw you get, whisked away. What happened after that?"
Your sister happened.
You see that her eyes get kind of distant. And just kind of quietly is like, "Oh, of course. That is usually what happens to people who step out of line. Listen, I'm glad that I found you. Um, the stick, right? We need to find it. The stick is a very powerful weapon. I'm assuming that's why you're here. Is you're also looking for it?
Yeah, we got kind of a laundry list of things to take care of, but that's at the top right now.
You see, she nods and she says, "I'll help you, if you don't mind. I'm looking for it as well. And I have some interesting news. After or during the whole event, I saw Hecna drop something shiny. And so I'm looking for the stick, but I'm also looking to find whatever it was that he dropped. I don't know what it is, but it might be useful, right?
Maybe. What makes you think it's useful?
I mean, if Hecna dropped it, it's probably useful. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. He just seems like a weird guy that tends to throw things around and break things all the time.
That's correct. However, I don't think that he meant to drop it. So, can't hurt to look around.
Fair enough.
You see that
Did you drop it here?
she nods and is looking around, and she makes like a really big like this motion, and she goes, "It's around here somewhere. Help me look."
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage because she's looking as well.
Okay. I was gonna say, I wonder if it would make sense to have Ambrose cast Detect Magic. She said it was shiny, right?
That's true. Yeah, if you'd like him to, he can.
Let's look around first. You said perception or investigation?
Investigation.
In that case, 13.
Perfect. On that investigation check, you find two things. It takes you a little bit of looking around. But first you find a little hole, or like not a hole, like a little like indent in the ground. And around it are a few flakes of gold and like purple paint. And when you remember the event, that matches the description of the stick. The stick is like gold and purple. So you feel like this is where it landed, perhaps, but it is not here currently. So it was.
Wait, so I'm thinking the stick was knocked away, landed here, but then was moved?
Yes, it seems like.
I thought it flew off somewhere.
Yes, it flew off, landed here, and then it's not there anymore.
Okay. So when I heard flew off, I thought like, oh, it like flew into the sky, but it wasn't quite that cartoonish.
No,
then.
yeah, it just kind of, it was like,
Okay.
it was knocked from her hand and flew
Gotcha.
away from the scene.
Gotcha.
So you are pretty confident it was here. However, it is not here anymore. And
Okay.
along with that, on a 13, nearby where Hecna was standing, you do find a small, shiny golden key. And you see, Ambrose says, "Would you like me to cast anything, or you don't need my help?"
Yeah, detect magic on these things.
See that he casts Detect Magic. He, where the stick was, he says, "I am detecting magic, but it's too faint now. I can't tell what it was, but it was here. That," he points to the key and he says, "that has, conjuration magic." Which makes sense. If it's if it's the like one of the keys Locke told us about, the keys that let us enter the funhouse, the portal keys, right? So it would be Conjuration.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just fucking yoink that real quick and tuck it into the bag. Make sure no posters are looking.
Give me a stealth check.
I have the party surround me while I do.
Okay.
19.
You are fairly.
There's one thing I am. It's a sneaky little guy.
You are fairly confident that nobody saw you. You see Stella comes up, and she says, "Oh, that is a key to the funhouse. we should go to the hostel. The boring room is often the door that I use to use the keys. We should see where it goes."
What about the stick?
You see she shrugs, and she says, "Listen, what if it's there? I don't know. It's important that we investigate these things. The stick was here, now it's not. We have the key. Do you have any other leads?"
Right.
She says, "Do you have any other leads?"
It feels like we're being a little sidetracked here, but all right, sure.
Well, she kind of shrugs. She says, "Well, I don't know where else to." She says, "If you have a better idea, I'm more than happy to hear it."
Let's go. Let's do it. I guess we got 2 keys to try technically.
You say we have 2 keys, and she goes, "Oh, fantastic. Well, all right. The more that we explore the funhouse, the better, right? Because we got to get in there. We don't know what's in there, and it's important that we do know what is in there. So we should go and we should find out what is in there, because it could be the stick. Well, maybe, but the funhouse. Maybe you would think that he would know if it was in there, but I don't know. I feel like Hackner misplaces stuff a lot, so really, I'm not really sure that actually. So, but anyway, let's go to the hospital."
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm following your logic trail here, but fuck it. You've been here longer than me, I guess.
You see that she nods. You see that. Give me an insight check.
Mm-hmm. 14.
You think that while she does want to find the stick, you think that getting into the funhouse and possibly gaining access to her sister's laboratory is maybe a little bit more at the top of her list internally. And so while she is trying to find this thing, whenever there is an opportunity to explore the funhouse, she's probably going to want to do that first, because those are her priorities.
I think while we walk to the hostel, I want to have a conversation with her.
Okay.
He says,
Just to make sure we're on the same page. I'm still very new here, as you know. You know that Sophie don't seem to have any interest in leaving, right?
Right. No, I know. I know. But if I could just talk to her. I mean, she doesn't want to talk to me, and when I've tried to talk to her in the past, she doesn't listen, but maybe with Hector, gone, she won't have a reason to stay.
People got a way of telling themselves that. Maybe if I had just said the right things, maybe if I just hit the right beats in the conversation. Maybe I could have convinced that person to not do what they're doing. I'm just saying, smarter people than either of us have driven themselves crazy with that train of thought.
You see that she smiles a little bit. And she says, "Oh, my dear. I've driven myself crazy long ago. But your words are kind and I appreciate them." And you see that she smiles at you. And it's a smile that shows her age. Stella has graying hair. She is not so wrinkled as to appear, excessive in age, but she is maybe older middle age. And she smiles at you, and the way that her smile lines crease tells you it is a smile that she has given thousands of times before.
He says, on the flip side, I more than anyone can understand going to World's End to save the people you care about. Just don't drive yourself crazy any more than you already are, is all I'm saying. And continues on to the hostel.
You see she ruffles your hair a little bit. And she goes,
like he's a little kid.
yeah. She is shorter than you, but she reaches up and ruffles your hair.
She reaches up. She's like, come on, sport.
Yeah.
She's like on her tiptoes.
Stella's like a nice older lady. Yeah, she doesn't say much, but she ruffles your hair. You make your way to the hostel. When you enter, you see the blonde marionette behind the counter. And you see he smiles and waves at you as you enter. And then goes back to he looks like he's keeping a ledger. Stella leads you down the hall to the boring room. You see just a plain wooden door with a door handle. The only door of its kind in this place. And you see she turns to you and she says, all right, so you have 2 keys. Whichever one you would like to use first. Let's just put it in there and turn it and it'll take us there.
I know a thing or two about putting it in there. Okay, sorry.
You see Ambrose goes,
He elbows Ambrose as he says that, and he's like, right? Okay, anyway. He says, well, we know where this one goes, so might as well try the little one first, right?
Well, you don't
Leave
know.
the big one for last.
You don't know where either of them go.
Well, they said the big one goes to the pantry, right?
No, the pantry one is one that you have got that Felix has. The one Watt gave you, he just said, we know that the schematics are in this room, but he didn't tell you what room it went to.
In my notes, I made a mistake. I just wrote key goes to pantry.
No.
And I think I forgot to note that Felix has that key.
Okay, great. Well, you have 2 keys. One that Watt gave you and one that you found on the ground that Hecna dropped.
Whatever. Let's try the little one first.
The one that you just found?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. You see that you put the key into the hole and it turns, it fits neatly in the lock. It turns. And now I have to find where the fucking stupid fucking key. What is it? Oh no. Hold on.
We're about to lag a little bit. Get ready, boys. Hold on tight.
No, hold on. I have to find. Oh no. What room? What? Oh, is it this one? Is it? Oh, okay. I think it's this one. Hold on. Give me a second.
The joys of Roll20.
Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Do something entertaining.
Boys, I wrote a little surprise for you all that I'm holding on to using.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say what it is, but I had an idea to do it after one of the previous episodes. It's not a sad thing, I will say that. It's a silly thing.
True.
But I was stuck in a work meeting and I had like nothing to do, and I was just, because it was like one of those work meetings where it was like, I shouldn't be here. This meeting has nothing to do with me. So I just started like fucking around on my phone and like wrote like a little thing, and I think it came out really good. And I'm just waiting for the right moment to use it.
All right, I found it.
Just know I've got something in the chamber, all right? There's a gun pointed at your heads.
You turn the key, the door opens, and all of you step into a 4-walled room covered in a yellow, porous substance that smells sharp and sour.
A cheese room.
Hanging
We in a cheese room.
Hanging between the yellow rafters is a banner made of cheese that says, "Imagine being so rich and powerful, you can have a whole room dedicated to cheese."
All right, we found the imp room, boys. This is where imp goes after he dies.
Does imp really like cheese?
Oh, dude.
I don't know him that well.
Imp is obsessed with cheese to an unhealthy degree. I think if it were possible, I think Imp would solely subsist on cheese. Like if it was possible to get all the nutrients he needs from cheese, he would do it.
Damn, Imp and Riley shaking hands.
This is the Imp room. This is where we lock Imp up when he's done something bad.
So you step into this room. You see that this room, yeah, the entire room is made of cheese. All the furniture is like that of a normal living room, complete with a wide range of cheeses on display. Except for all of the furniture is made of cheese. Although you see that, ironically, the only items which aren't made of cheese are a few wheels of cheese covered in colorful wax, which are, in fact, composed entirely of wax. You see there is only the one door that you have entered through. There is not a connecting room.
So what happens if we close the door, take the key out, and then go through the other, like back the other way? Do we go into the rest of the castle?
You cannot take the key with you into this room. The key remains in the door.
Oh, it's like a parcel locker key where it like locks into place until you reclose it or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
You see that Stella steps into this room and she looks around, and she just is like, "Oh, okay, well, cheese." Stop looking. You see she opens a barrel made of cheese, And you see she opens it. She just kind of stares into it for a minute, and she turns back to look at you, and she goes, "You'll never believe what I found in here." Cheese. It was more cheese.
I think he's just pinching the bridge of his nose.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and take a look around.
I'll do an investigation check, I guess.
Mhm.
That's a natural 20.
Damn.
I got a nat 20 on my investigation. How much cheese do I find?
You find
Do I find every last bit of cheese?
you find approximately 8 pounds of cheese.
I want to find the best quality piece of cheese with that, and I want to steal it and tuck it into my bag of holding just to fucking spite him.
You find like a really nice brie.
I steal it, and I'm like, fuck you.
It's like melty. Like you could take like a knife and scrape it and it would be like melted, and you could like really easily spread it on something. You turn and you look and you see
I'm mad. I'm so upset that I wasted a nat 20 in the fucking cheese room.
you see
God damn it, dude. These fucking dice.
You see Ambrose pick up a piece of cheese that is shaped like a slice of bread, and you see him pick up a knife made of cheese and cut butter that is cheese and spread it on the cheese bread and bite it. And
No, Ambrose.
you see he kind of chews it for a second and he just looks at it and he just goes, "Well, I really don't know what I was expecting. It's just cheese. It's not even that good. It's just kind of, it's a lot of it is cheddar."
I
Ew.
think Ailstain hasn't moved from the spot. Like when he got that nat 20, he was just like Terminator style, like surveying the room.
You get like
And then when
X-ray scan of all the cheese.
He's like eyes still half lidded the whole time with his frustration, and then he turns and sees Ambrose do that, and he pinches the bridge of his nose again, and he says, "How many times do I gotta tell you guys not to fucking eat random shit here?"
He goes, "Well, I feel fine, to be fair. And also, it just wasn't very good, so I'm not going to do it again." You look back over at Stella, and you see that she has taken a knife out and is carving.
Oh my god.
No, she's carving a symbol onto one of the soft cheese walls. And you see she turns to motion to it, and you see she has drawn her symbol into the cheese wall. And you see she says, "At the Revelia, you have to find a way to leave your mark. If you ever have information for me, you can use my symbol in a place I'll see it to let me know. So, memorize it, I suppose. You should come up with your own symbol as well. Could be useful if we need to meet up."
It's gonna be a penis.
Okay, I was thinking more like using the cartouches and the symbol system that we've come up with.
You know, I don't think anything quite identifies my crew quite as much as a comically large penis.
You see, Neve says, "I object vehemently. It should be a vagina."
Well, the alternative, well, that's harder to draw. Penis is just a Mickey Mouse head, but you make one side a little longer.
A what?
You know, Mickey Mouse. Oh my God! Don't tell me you all didn't watch Mickey Mouse when you was kids.
Don't put
He's
that.
making this up too.
Don't put that in my world. You see, Neve says, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
It's an orphan thing. You wouldn't get it. He
You
says,
see
well,
that-
the only other option's a Stussy. Those are your two options.
A what now?
A Stussy, the cool ass.
You see that Stella hands you a knife and she says, "Show me the Stussy."
It's a Stussy. It's very there's a Stussy is something very different.
Stussy.
The Stussy is short for. Hang on. What starts with ST and can be combined with pussy? Boys, chat. I need to crowdsource this joke.
Stuffed.
There's. well, I need to crowdsource the joke. Quick, everyone, put your heads together. What is Stussy short for?
Stupid.
Stingray pussy. No. You see, Stussy's a stingray pussy. That's something completely different. This is a Stussy.
Okay. I suppose that works. You see that she notes it in her notebook and writes like your name under it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
see, no, listen. It don't look nothing like all the other symbols. No one's gonna mistake it.
You see she nods and you turn around and you see Kaz is like, you see that he's got a migraine that just keeps getting worse. The longer
you're
that
getting
he's
a migraine
here.
now.
He's like, I want to leave this cheese room. I want to leave this fucking carnival. You see Ambrose just like pats him on the shoulder and he's like, it's all right, buddy. It's okay. You see he's just like so mad about this fucking cheese room.
Hey, just be glad that Neve talked me out of making us the penis crew. I'm still on board with the penis crew, but I'll do a Stussy. It's fine.
However upset you are about this just being a room of cheese, Kaz is like 50% more mad. Like he is just, everything about this fucking place just continues to piss him off more and more.
Welcome to the club, brother.
You see that Stella kind of dusts her hands off of like cheese dust. And she says, well, this was a complete waste of time. And you see she looks really embarrassed that it was her idea to find the key and to come to this stupid room. You see she's like, so anyway, that other key that you have.
Look at it this way. We can cross off cheese room off of the stick list.
You see that she goes, okay, you're right. How many other rooms like this in here do you think that... Okay, I don't want to think about it. Let's try it. Let's go to the next one. All right, okay. You see she walks back out the door.
The answer to the question you didn't actually ask is probably many. All right, let's go.
You see that as you exit through the door, your body feels like it is being stretched like Laffy Taffy, but just for a minute. And
Did it feel like that going in there?
No, it's just when you're leaving. And while this is happening, you get a glimpse of another room for just a brief second. You see like a dead potted plant and like old tattered red carpet. But then in less time than it takes to blink, you're back in the hostel's corridor.
Wait, where did I don't understand what I saw. Like the world around me just like blinked out of existence and I was in this other room, or like I saw it through like a crack in a wall, or what's going on here?
It was like, so the door that leads out of this, how do I explain this to you? When you walked into the room, it was like you walked through a portal. And stepping through it back out was like
shit was zooming past or something.
Sort of. It was like when you exited, it was like you felt like everything was like being like stretched, and like in that time everything looked stretched, and it was like the hallway you were stepping into didn't look like the hostel. You saw like red tattered carpet and dead potted plants. And then you like finished stepping through the door and you were back in the hostel's corridor.
If we go back to the cheese room and then come back, does it happen again?
Yes. But
it happens every single time?
Mm-hmm. You don't get any more glimpses than that. You feel sick after doing it a few times, but you
so,
yeah.
So, okay, one more time. It was a dead potted plant and what else?
Like old, tattered, red carpet. Give me just a flat intelligence check.
Okay. Have I heard about this before? I don't think I have. Ooh, flat intelligence? It's not like a save or anything.
No.
13.
You're kind of thinking back to that idea that you had of like, oh, maybe if I take the key out of the door and go through the store, I'll go into the next room in the funhouse or something. And then you realize, oh, I can't get the key out of the door. But you kind of think about that for a second and you're like, I wonder if maybe I just saw a glimpse of like another room.
The hallway leading to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sort of the idea that you think would make the most sense.
All right.
You step out of the room, the door closes behind you. You see Stella goes, well, I'm gonna go. You guys, you can go to the next room, and I'll just meet up with you later. Yeah.
Wait, what? I thought you wanted to see where both the keys go. Wasn't that your whole thing?
She's like, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, let's go. Let's do it. You just see she's just like really embarrassed that one was such a dud. She's like nervous that the next one's gonna suck also.
Hey, if we have to be irritated, you get to be irritated too, okay? This is a shared experience. It's no fun to be irritated alone.
You see she nods. She says, okay, all right. All right. Do you put the other key in the door?
We put the key into the door, turn the handle, and cut to an ad break.
I do have a poll to run. Do you maybe want to run the poll and then do ads, or?
Sure. Tell me what the poll is so I can put it in the chat so they can think about it and deliberate.
What is the, what is the room the key leads to?
Okay. Option 1 is...
Room of magic tricks.
Okay.
Number 2 is the music room.
Okay.
Number 3 is the Hall of Masks.
Okay.
And the last
Jesus, there's a lot of here.
And the last one is the Mini Revelia.
Oh no. Can I make a prediction? I think everyone's gonna go for the Mini Revelia. Just knowing my chat, I feel like that's what they're gonna do, but we'll see. All right, I'll put that in the chat. And we can run the poll during the ad break. They can deliberate on it.
Okay, let's go ahead and actually run this poll instead of just letting you consider the options. I think maybe it's time to let you actually do one.
I have another prediction to make, by the way. I feel like because I pointed out that they're all going to choose Mini Revelia, that because they have to spite me, they're all going to choose something different now. Because that's how they work. I'm in their minds, dude. I know how their minds work.
I feel like they're going to pick whatever the fuck they want to pick. But that's just me.
I just know that they like to spite me, and they don't like when I predict what they're gonna do.
All right. The poll has started, friends. That is 1 in the chat for Room of Magic Tricks, 2 for the music room, 3 for the Hall of Masks, and 4 for the Mini Revelia. I'm interested to see what will be chosen. Wow, okay, we've got already some fighting going on.
Oh my god, it's a 3-way tie. You're gonna have to roll a d4 to decide what room it's gonna be.
Huh. You know, I didn't consider this possibility.
You see, at least when it's a tie between two, you can flip a quarter.
Nope, someone else voted.
Oh,
It might be the mini Revelia.
oh my God! My second prediction was wrong, but my first one was right.
Damn, they did that just to spite you. They chose it just to spite you.
See, that's why I said that, so that I would reset that need to spite me.
Okay.
Because now you don't want to just do it to spite me.
All right, I'll give you another couple seconds while I pull up the room. But I'm thinking it's gonna be the mini Revelia. Quite interesting.
I step on it.
Quite interesting.
My
quite
giant
interesting.
and my giant foot appears over the normal Revelia and crushes us all to death. But at the same time, it can't do that because then that would crush the thing putting the foot down, and thus we end up in this permanent paradoxical loop where basically reality collapses, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna finish the poll. Mini Revelia has won. Congratulations, everybody. Good job. Okay, so you put the second key in the door, turn it, and you step through into a circular room. You see a huge table takes up the majority of this very spacious room. Atop the table is a miniature version of the Revelia. It appears very alive, and tiny people, including clowns, creatures, various monsters, are roaming around the circus. You see Hecna's eye, the Ferris wheel, rotates with tiny riders aboard the gondolas. You hear faint, sort of tinny music playing softly. And you see that above you, the ceiling of the room is white and circular, like a moon shining down over the miniature Revelia. On the other side of the room is a foreboding metallic door.
Oh. I want to look for like things that we have had direct like influence over since we've been in the Revelia. So like any marks that we've left. What marks would we have left? Is there like signs of the fight that we had in the midway?
Give me... I would like an investigation check and an arcana check.
Okay, the investigation check will be my red die, and the eyeball die will be my arcana check.
Okay.
Wait, no. Eyeball should be investigation. Red should be arcana. Okay. Well, I investigated really good.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation 21.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana 13.
Okay. So, you see, with the investigation check, the room is 35 feet in diameter, and the ceiling's about 10 feet high. You see the center of the, you see that, the fucking carnival's in the middle of the room. Sorry. I'm so sorry. What was your investigation check again? Did you get a 17 or higher?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I got a 21.
That's okay.
And
yes.
I got a 13 on Arcana.
Okay, yes. Sorry. So you see that the layout of the Revelia appears to be accurate to the real Revelia that you've seen outside.
Like stuff outside is influencing what's going on in here?
It appears like it was made to appear the exact same as what was outside. On your investigation check, however, you notice that none of you, you don't see miniature versions of you or yourself. You are the party. You don't see any of the Choo Choo Cadre. You don't see any of the children.
So it's probably just a representation of what Hecna knows.
Possibly. Although you don't see Hecna either. You see that there are strange markings around the models of the Tunnel of Love and the Lost and Found. However, upon your initial inspection, you're not able to discern anything about them. And
Can we see any sign with that investigation? Can we see any sign of the stick anywhere? Since we know what it looks like, we know what we're looking for.
you don't see any of the items represented here either. It just seems to be people and tents and rides and like the structures of the Revelia. However, also on that investigation check, while you are sort of looking around, there are curtains like all around the side of the room. And you take a lot of time investigating the mini Revelia, but you take time to actually investigate the room as well. You pull aside a curtain, and in a frame on the wall appears to be schematics for a train engine.
Oh. All right. Is there anything else behind these curtains?
No, the rest of the walls behind them are blank.
That feels too easy, doesn't it? Whatever. We take it.
Okay, do you take the whole frame off the wall, or do you attempt to remove it from the frame?
Yeah, I don't know that the frame would fit in the
bag
of holding wood.
Okay, you take the frame off the wall, take the schematics out. Do you put the frame back on the wall? Do you?
Sure.
Okay.
We throw it into the Revelio. I want to see how they all react to the giant frame cascading down from the sky. No.
You don't do that?
No.
Okay. You see, you get the schematics, no problem. You pop it back on the wall. You see Stella is sort of like investigating the Revelia as well. No. But is too focused on how embarrassing it was that the previous room was just cheese, and is completely unable to discern anything about this.
Are there like any details on the funhouse that we can see? Like, can we identify additional rooms?
You can't see any rooms from the outside of the funhouse. You're not certain that the funhouse has a coherent layout. You think that it's kind of cobbled together with magic, and you're not sure if these rooms are in a set place.
All right.
You see, let's see, Ambrose takes a look at the mini Revelia as well. You see that you kind of point the runes out to him, and he takes a closer look at them. And you see he says, well, first of all, this whole thing has a strong otherworldly, like, planar aura to it. It has aura of... there is illusion magic here. You see that he sort of is, like, tilting his head. And he says, I think all of these people are tiny simulacra of everyone here at the Revelia. Not direct replicas, but close. You see that he reaches in and, like, squishes one, and it like not like he just kind of like doesn't like kill one.
He just killed a person in the Revelia.
You see, he just kind of goes.
Everyone screams in the Revelia and runs away.
You see that he picks someone up, but isn't able to take it like away from the table. It like dissipates in his hand and reappears back in the like the mini Revelia, and he's like, "Okay, well, I'm not really sure what this is. Oh, the runes." You see that he takes a closer look at the runes around the Lost and Found and around the Tunnel of Love, and he says, "These are abjurations designed to imprison a creature. Locke said he can't leave the Lost and Found. And by this same measure, I'm assuming perhaps Cicero cannot leave the Tunnel of Love."
We should find a way to trap Heckness somewhere. That'd be really funny.
You see that he nods. You see that he tries.
Find a way to trap him in the latrine. Hear me out. We find a way to trap him in the latrine, and then we push it over.
You see that he attempts to scratch a rune into the mini Revelia, but no matter what he does, he cannot make a dent in this thing. And he's like,
"Boo.
All right, well, I've tried. All right, well, this is a freaky room. Shall we depart here, or?"
God, that'd be so funny. Heckna's just trapped in a fucking porta potty, and we're just rolling him down a hill. Heavily used is an important part of that. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything else we can get from this other than checking out that big old metal door.
You turn and realize that the door you entered from is gone. And there is only the big metal door in front of you.
Well, we're trapped. Well, it was nice knowing you guys. We're all dead now.
You see Stella goes, "Oh, shit. Okay. No, I'm sure it's fine. You go through the door."
No, it's okay. We're at the mercy of we're at the mercy of the insane baby man clown who has the attention span and maturity of an infant.
You go through the door first. I'll stay over here.
Yeah, it's okay as long as I'm the one that dies.
Yep. You see that it is a big, heavy iron door.
Can we check to see if it's magic? I assume it's magic.
He walks up to it and he says, "I do sense some magic." And as he waves his hand over, there's like a little slot with a blinking red light by the handle. And you see that he stops his hand over it, and a small placard appears that says, "Insert 10 RT."
10 red tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Do we even fucking have 10 red tickets left? I don't know that we do. Hang on, let me check. Oh wait, no, we have a lot of tickets actually. We have 59.
Oh, Jesus.
And Ambrose has 10.
You see Kaz goes, "Fuck that." And he starts trying to push on the door. He goes, "Help me. It's a door. Fuck you." You see that he's like fuck this. I'm tired of this fucking place. I'm opening this fucking door. He's so mad about being stuck in this stupid little room. If you would like, the both of you can make athletics checks to attempt to open the door.
I'm just glad someone else is finally crashing out. I felt like I was going insane, that I was the only one crashing out when we came in here.
Kaz is like, I'm not crashing out. I just don't want to fucking be here anymore.
You're definitely like, buddy, listen. You don't gotta pretend like you're not. This is a crash out. Got a 19.
You see that he is so mad that he cannot even get the leverage to push the door open. But
should I have rolled for him too?
No, I did.
Okay.
And you see that you come up and kind of like help him push it. And the two of you manage to, it's really fucking heavy, but you do manage to push it open.
He's doing that thing that a cartoon character does when they're really mad and they're trying to open a door, but they're putting both their feet on the door and pulling on the handle that way.
Yeah.
And Ailstein just like walks up and it like grabs the handle without standing on the door and pulls it and it opens.
Yeah. It's really heavy, but you do open it. And you see Kaz like, I could have done that. He walks through the door. You see that as you all pass through the door, you hear the carnival music all around you, but painfully loud. You see revelers lounging on ratty sofas in a shabby room that all point and laugh at you as your heads explode into glitter from the overwhelming sound, and then you back into existence unharmed in the hallway of the hostel.
Okay, so the red tickets are necessary or else we get fucking joked on. See, listen, we gotta play by his stupid rules. This place is stupid, but we gotta play by the stupid rules, buddy.
You see that he is like, I don't want to play by their stupid fucking rules.
Yeah, well, neither do I, but here we are. We go back in.
You see that you go back. Oh, you go back in. No. You exited. You're back in the hostel.
Well, yes, but we still have the door with the key in it, right?
No, you are back in the hostel. You have the door. Yeah. You can go back in the room if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. You go back in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do?
We go back to the red ticket door and we put 10 red tickets in.
Okay. Hold on, I fucking clicked away from that place because I thought you were done there.
Yeah, like I didn't expect you to be stupid enough to throw away 10 red tickets.
No. You put 10 red tickets into the door, and you see another sign appear that says, "Thank you for your patronage. Your kind donation of 10 red tickets goes towards the cost of upkeeping this wondrous and exciting world created for your enjoyment. May you have many happy moons ahead of you." And the doors open, and you walk right back into the hostel hallway.
I hate this fucking place.
You see Kaz, like, hits his head repeatedly on the wall. And like there's like a little bit of blood that comes down out of his hairline, and he's like,
"Oh my god!"
He's like, "Okay, let's go back to the fucking train station now."
Ailstein says, "It's making me feel a lot better that I'm not. Good on you, cuz. It's not a crash out though. Let's be clear." And they head back.
He's like, fucking whatever. As you head towards the beginning or the entrance of the hostel, you see Stella says, let me leave first, and then all of you leave in like 5 minutes. We shouldn't be seen together because it would be suspicious. So I will see you all lovelies all later. I will let you know if I find the stick. You let me know if you find it. Good luck. And she runs out of the room.
I'll just be thinking of ways I'm gonna kill Hecna. You have fun. Good luck.
She's gone.
All right, goodbye.
Fantastic. You return to the Shattered Station. You see Watt greets you as you enter. You see that Boot and Haggis have both continually been training with their guns. You see that Watt walks up, he says, "So did you find it?"
Yeah, it was. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. It was a stupid room. Here you go.
Oh. You see that he nods and he says, I get it.
I'll spare you the migraine.
I get it. No worries. You see that he takes the schematics and he eagerly runs them over, and all of them sort of look at it. You see the schematics show a full mechanical composition of the entirety of a 5-car train. They're covered in this like cramped sort of scrawled instructions. It seems like it's all in gobbledygook. So they bring it over to DC, as you see that Piper kind of leans over and explains, the further along in the corruption you are, the better your knowledge of gobbledygook becomes. None of us know it too well, but because DC is so advanced in the corruption, he'll be able to read this fluently, probably. You see that he sort of is barely able to open his eyes, but they give it to him, and he takes out a pen and starts like scrawling like notes and like translating the instructions. You see Watt kind of claps you on the shoulder, and he says, "You've done us a huge service. Thank you. We are immensely closer to finally leaving this place now."
I can't stress enough, we did not do anything. We kind of just turned the key and walked in and took it.
You see that he is kind of like, that worries me. I don't believe things are that easy here. But
Yeah, so like maybe take that thing with a grain of salt. You know, double check the calculations or whatever.
you see that he nods to DC and is like, he'll look it over. If anything's wrong with it, we'll let you know, but it seems correct at least. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll need some time to review the schematics. Depending on what it says, we may need additional materials later, but for now, it's just a waiting game. But I know you've got other stuff to do, so I'll tell the toy maker when we're ready to move forward. You're welcome to rest here if you need a safe place to rest. Or if you need anything else from us, you let me know. But thank you.
Sure. It's just a thing to check off on my list to get to kill Hecna.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, I'm calling that honor. Okay, I'm calling dibs.
You see that he laughs and he says, "I wouldn't dare try myself. That honor is yours."
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not like you'd be able to. I already called dibs. That's how dibs works, right, guys?
Fantastic.
And he like turns to the kids. He's like, right, guys?
Right, guys? So they all nod.
Like, that's how dibs works. That's how dibs works. That's the rule of dibs.
All right. So yeah, you've returned the schematics. You see that he says, you know, if you need to rest, you can. Otherwise, there's more stuff for you to find. So, again, if you need me for anything,
we
I'll
gotta
be
hit
here.
that old dusty trail again. We gotta find this stupid fucking stick.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. You depart.
Why didn't he call it like the axle or something? Like that would have been cooler. Like, whatever.
Where do you go first to look for the stick? Now that you've investigated the area that it was.
I mean, I was about to say, where did Hecna go when he left, but we don't know because we left and left him back at the place with what's her face, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Scooter have somewhere he said he was gonna check?
Yes.
I think he said he was gonna check. Fuck, hang on, let me scroll through the locations.
Well, he said that
was
he
it
was-
Hecna's eye?
Yeah, he said that he was looking around in a lot of different places. You know,
I think he specifically mentioned Hecna's eye.
yeah, he said that he was checking a few places, but I think he said that maybe was where he was going to check next.
Then we go there.
Okay. You head to Hecna's eye. You see that looming over the Dismaydium is just this huge Ferris wheel. Let me pull.
Does it have like a hyper realistic fleshy eye in the center?
No, unfortunately.
See, this is why this guy isn't as cool as Bedlam. Bedlam would commit to the bit.
True.
It would be a giant realistic eye, and it would go every time it blinked.
No, it's depicted pretty clearly here. You see, it is pitted with rust and dents. Its gondolas creak and sway as they move, and the whole wheel just shudders as it rotates. The bent metal looks ready to give way at any moment. This thing is not fucking OSHA approved.
Got it. So we're not riding it, is what I'm hearing, or maybe we're gonna have to.
You see in this,
And then it's gonna pop off the axles, and it's gonna roll around the Revelia.
you see in the center of the wheel is a clownish smiling face with a red nose and a winking left eye. It remains in place as the wheel turns around it, and the ride sort of judders, and the closed eye flicks open and lets out a shower of blue sparks. You approach Hecna's eye, and you see a marionette. You see he looks unlike any other marionettes that you have seen thus far, as he has 3 heads that slowly rotate in time with the wheel. And he is affixed to the edge of the entrance platform and leans out into the space between 2 of the wheels. You see him ushering riders towards their gondolas, and is like making sure.
Wait, 2 of the wheels?
Between the 2 wheels.
Oh, like the two outer wheels of the thing
Yeah.
of the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
Okay.
You see that he's like making sure people are making the wheel running, and like you see he's like whistling like merrily, and you hear him repeat phrases such as like watch your step, don't lean too far, kiss the sky and say hello to happiness, and my favorite star is that one, would you like to visit the moon? I would. And you see that he has a
Aren't all the marionettes supposed to be made by the toy maker and thus be like chill
yeah.
or whatever?
You see a name tag on him that says Peep Boo.
Oh my god, it's Peep Boo, the other one's partner. Fuck, what was the other one's name? Fucking Polly, that's right.
Well, she said that they were friends.
That's right. Peep Boo, the ticket, yeah, Polly misses Peep Boo. That's right. I have that in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
We walk up to Peep Boo.
You see he turns to you and he says, hello, would you like to ride Heckna's Eye? The ride's just started, so unfortunately you'll have to wait just a few minutes.
Polly misses you.
You see the blink, and then
I do the Korean heart at him when I say that.
Oh. You see he says, Polly? Oh, I miss Polly too. We used to run the ticket booth together. And then now I run Heckna's Eye. I miss Polly. Will you tell her I said hello?
I will. You want me to tell her that you miss her too?
Yes, please. Although I don't want to make her sad.
Oh, it can be nice to know that someone you care about misses you.
Yes. You see all three of its heads are like... It's weird because they're all talking and blinking like the same face, but they are rotating as the wheel rotates. So it's kind of hard to like, you're like, should I keep talking to this one or move to this one, or so it's just
He just
kind
does
of
that thing where he chooses one to focus on.
yeah, it's just like
Are they rotating like how do I describe this? Like clockwise, or are they like rotating around, or are they like
like the wheel, it's like around.
So like clockwise where like they go upside down?
Upside down.
Because if they're rotating like the wheel's like big and rotating clockwise, right? Or counterclockwise, or whichever way it's going.
Uh-huh.
So are they also mimicking that and like kind of doing it like clockwise rather than like as if they were rotating their neck?
Yes.
I think he like rotates his head with it and like talks to it like that.
Fantastic. You see he says, are you mocking me?
Says what? No, I'm trying to look you in your eye. This is a sign of I'm like showing you respect right now.
Okay. Is there something I can help you with if you don't want to ride the ride?
You seen a stick around here, or like the stick?
Oh, everyone's looking for the stick. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it, but I can't really leave this place, so I wouldn't know. Although a lot of people have come here searching for it.
You seen a little short little guy, kind of an annoying piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of full of himself.
He's over there. You see he points, and you see Scooter on the ground with a magnifying glass that's the size of his head, and he's just like looking on the ground for like he's like crawling around on the ground with a gigantic fucking magnifying glass.
I wanna walk up to stand in the path of him crawling around on the ground so that like he like bumps into my knees while he's crawling forward.
Okay. You see he doesn't notice you.
bumps on your knees. He goes, "Hey, watch where you're going, friend." Hey.
Wait, what other F word was he gonna say? He was gonna call me an F slur.
He goes,
I say, hey, that's not your word, Scooter.
he says, "Oh, you're back. Are you also, have you had any luck finding the stick?" You see, he's sort of like looking you over, like, to see if you have it.
Says, yeah, we actually found it a few minutes ago.
You did?
Yeah. Didn't seem all that interesting, though.
I will give you 500,000 red tickets to give it to me.
Oh, I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it.
Got rid of it? Like, you gave it to Heckna?
Nah, I tossed it. It didn't seem all that interesting.
You see, he jumps into the air. He goes, "What? Where did you throw it?"
He says, oh, I left it back at the Midway. It just didn't seem all that interesting. It's kind of a lame stick.
Turns on a heel and full Wile E. Coyote disappears into the crowd, a cloud of smoke behind him.
Ailsane turns to everyone else. He's like, all right, that should keep him busy for a little while.
You see Neve is like, nicely done, nicely done. However,
Uh-oh. Suddenly, the wheel comes alive and attacks you.
you see that. Oh, wait, hold on. I see. Never mind. Just kidding. You sorry.
You're like, oh, the ancient white dragon doesn't actually show up in this
So
part.
sorry. I no. But yeah, so you don't see any what am I trying to say?
I don't see any scooter.
You don't see any scooter. You don't find the stick. In this area, at least. You see Neve says, we could stop by the big top. I know it's maybe not where the stick is, but didn't they say there was something there that we needed to find as well?
Wait. Did they? I don't know that they did.
Did they not?
We know that the chair used to be part of the catch, which I think is a weird clue because I think they were all together.
Mm.
We know that the thingamajig exists. We don't know anything about where it's at, and then we know there's a fifth thing, and we have no idea what it is or where it's at.
Okay.
Well,
I suppose she says.
I think
like,
all we know is that like it's probably somewhere in the Dismaydium. I think.
Mhm.
Question mark. But that's kind of it.
Valid.
He says, I mean, yeah, it's on the checklist, and we got no more leads, so hey, 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Let's go see about your friends.
You see that she nods. And she says, "We don't have to stay for long. We can just pop in and I don't know, maybe there'll be some leads there, or maybe afterwards."
Dave, it's okay to be worried and really want to go look for your friends. It's okay. I get you. Let's go check it out.
Okay. All of you head to the gigantic red tents in the middle of the Revelia. You see the spires of the opulent big top are draped in red velvet, and the gold tassels glitter and sparkle in the carnival lights. As you approach, you hear a booming voice rattle the structure, though you cannot hear the words as they're muffled.
although you hear inside a crowd cheer and clap. And as you approach the entrance, you see a bright marquee lists the names of the shows. It says, now playing The Mentalists, new. And then below that it says, coming soon, Arachne's Wondrous Weavers, The Magical Menagerie.
Now, I'm just gonna say this so chat like understands. We know that there's supposed to be like 2 different kinds of sphinxes in there. And I don't remember much about the sphinx stats from the monster manual, but I do remember that they are very like high level bosses typically. So like I'm talking like I think at least like 10 to 20, something like that. So if we end up fighting them, we're probably cooked. So we need to like avoid that if we can. But anyway, we go inside, I guess.
Fantastic. You see, outside the tent, as you are approaching the entrance, you see a woman.
Arachne.
She is.
Does she look like a spider?
She does look like a were-spider. You see, she wears an acrobat's black bodysuit. Her hair, her white long hair pulled back tightly from her face and woven into a very long braid. You see that she has 4 arms.
I think, hang on. Before we continue, I think Ailstan, as they approach, he's like, all right, if they ask for tickets, we're all gonna try to say at the same time, oh, we're just one person, so we should only pay for one ticket. And we're gonna try to make it look like we got a hive mind, okay? I feel like a stupid trick like that might work here. I know it sounds very dumb, but I feel like this place is stupid enough that that might work. Okay, anyway.
Fantastic.
Sorry, continue.
You see Ambrose is like, okay, all right, I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I trust you. As you approach, you see that the woman turns to greet you, and she smiles. She seems friendly. She says, welcome. Are you going to attend the Mentalist show? It's starting soon. You should go grab your seats. And then she, you see that she like does a flourish bow, and she says, Bella Bells on, at your service.
How do you spell that?
BELLA BELLS -ON.
Bella Bells on. All right.
Bella Bells on.
Literally as it sounds.
Mm-hmm. You see that Neve has stopped a good couple of feet behind you as you approached.
Does she seem to recognize this girl?
You see her just sort of staring in like shock and disbelief.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You see that the woman Bella hasn't seemed to notice her at all, and is just continuing to address you. And she says, Are you to attend the show? You should hurry inside. It's going to be a great show. Have you been to the Big Top before?
No, first time, actually.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you're going to love the Mentalist show. It's our newest attraction. Quite fantastic, if I do say so myself. Though everything Lord Arachne does is quite fantastic. And you see that she kind of just continues to go on. And you see slowly Neve is just like walking forward. And you see finally she steps into the light. And Bella, seeing movement behind you, like looks up and notices her for the first time. And you see all of the color drain from this already incredibly pale woman's face. And she just is like, she was in the middle of saying something and is like completely frozen, just staring at Neve. And you see Neve sort of tilts her head a little bit. Bells? Is that you? And you see Bella goes, Neva, is that in the flesh? What are you doing here? Oh my goodness, we thought we'd never see you again. Oh my goodness. And you see Neve just, what are you doing here? What happened to you? And you see that Bella kind of places a hand on her neck, and goes, why, whatever do you mean, love? I joined the Revelia, of course. Lord Arachne's coven is, well, quite welcoming. You should meet him. I'm sure he would love to have you as part of the troupe. You've always been very flexible. You would make an excellent acrobat.
Wow, what the fuck? Why does she know how flexible she is? Oh my god, what the fuck? Whoa! Ailsane thinks to himself, I feel like I shouldn't know that information.
You see Neve completely ignores all of that. She goes, how did you get here? You disappeared in Aramor. You didn't tell anyone where you were going? You didn't... Where is everyone else? And you see
Says
Bella
they're
goes,
part of the troop, probably.
She goes, everyone else? Well, whoever do you mean? And she says, Ivy? Lenora? Iratha? Westara? All our sisters who have gone missing. Are they here? Are they like you as well? And you see, she says, why, I haven't seen them. And you see Neve says, you were always a talented liar, Bells. But I would appreciate you not spit in my face and lie. And you see the smile that Bella is wearing kind of falters a little bit. And she says,
Talented liar, could have fooled me.
She says, they're not here. And Neve says, well, where are they? If they're not here, I've come to retrieve them.
They're prisoners of war.
Point me in their direction, and I might take my leave of you.
Oh my god. The girls are fighting.
And you see Bella says, you won't find them. So, enjoy the show. And Neve is like, no, tell me where they are. And you see Bella like kind of takes a step back a little bit, and says, I don't like the way you're speaking to me, darling. And you see Neve takes a step forward and she says, I don't give a shit what you like.
Can I cast Charm Person on her?
You can certainly try.
I cast Charm Person.
Let me find her stat block. You cast Charm Person. What is the save on that?
13. Wisdom.
All right. She succeeds.
Well, one of these days it'll be worth something.
You see that she sort of brushes a hand over her face and she goes, "Nice try, love."
That was worth a shot.
And you see that Bella puts two of her hands on Neve's shoulders and she says, "Look, dearest, they're gone.
Dearest.
So you might as well just move on. Okay, go enjoy the show. Maybe meet Arachne. I don't know. I can set you up if you'd like."
Set you up? It's like a polycule situation. What's going on here?
You see Neve is just absolutely fucking seething. And like she's about to say something else, and someone calls Bella's name, and she goes, "Oh, I must be departing, but I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Ta-ta for now." And you see Neve goes, "No, I'm not done talking to you," and Bella does a backflip and disappears into the tent. And you see Neve is just standing there with like an eye twitch, and she like turns to look at you, and is like, you see like a vein in her neck. Like, Neve's a pretty calm person overall. She doesn't get like angry, but she looks like she's going to murder somebody. She says, "That was my girlfriend, who has been missing for 10 years.
Yeah,
So
I picked up that part.
So that's where, so that's where I'm at currently."
He says, "Hey, I'm not here to tell you how to feel or how to act in this situation. All I'm saying is, if you want to find your friends, we probably want to keep low key here."
I hate this fucking carnival.
I mean, hey, if you want to beat someone's ass, like, I'm down to try. I just don't know that we're gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying?
You see that she takes a couple of like calming breaths. She kind of adjusts her jewelry. She says, "Okay. All right."
Look at it this way. Every hour or so, I can try charming her again. We could just do that over and over again until it fucking works. I mean, statistically, it's got to work eventually. And then we can just, like, we can fucking black bag her and take her to a fucking undisclosed location.
You see that Neve says, "I have some things I'd like to try as well."
Oh, well, like, you don't gotta, like, beat her ass right away. That's kind of the whole point of charming someone, but, whatever.
Okay. Shall we attend the show?
That's the thing. You can always beat someone's ass after charming them. It's just it's hard to charm them after beating them. You know what I'm saying?
You see, she says, "Are we going in, or are we going to do something else? I don't really
Yeah, let's go in. Sorry, just trying to lighten the mood here a little bit."
She says, "No, thank you. I'm sorry.
He claps a hand on her back and he's like, "You don't gotta apologize. Come on, let's go watch a show, huh?"
You see, as she sort of peers into the tent opening, she says, "I just have a bad feeling about this." And she heads inside.
Yeah, but that's the thing about this place. I don't think we got no choices. We kind of just gotta roll with the punches.
You see Kaz steps into the tent and says, "If anything stupid happens during this show, I'm killing everyone that I see.
Well, all right. I guess we're definitely getting into a fight then, because something definitely stupid is gonna happen.
You see that he just starts like massaging his head. Anyways. You enter to the tent. The entrance hall of the Big Top is a lush array of like sumptuous colors. The walls and floor are lined in a deep red velvet. Let me change the music actually.
You switch it to Bedlam's music.
Kind of similar.
Yeah, it's the waltz cadence.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but a lot of like carnival and stuff like that music kind of follows the waltz cadence.
Yeah.
That dun 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 dun.
All right. You see there are golden chandeliers above that make the gold trim on the walls sparkle. The entrance to the main stage is covered with hanging curtains. And there are 2 acrobats on either side of it.
Should we be seeing a picture of this right now or no?
No.
Okay.
Every few minutes, you hear like, ooh, ah, ring out from behind the curtains. You see a small booth that is decked in red and gold, stands just beside this entrance. And behind the counter is a half-orc wearing a sort of jaunty flat cap. And they smile at you as you approach. And they're like, you see that you approach and they go, hurry, hurry! The next show's starting in a few moments. Get your tickets.
Oh, do we pay for the tickets?
Yes. You see a sign that says one red ticket per person.
We do the little trick.
Okay. So you tell me how that plays out.
He hand signals to all of them, and they say, "Oh, we're a hive mind. 1 ticket for a hive mind, please."
Give me a persuasion check or deception. Whichever you like.
Deception is definitely higher.
Yeah, give me a deception check.
Can I get advantage because they're all doing it with me?
Sure.
Good thing I got advantage. Dirty, slutty 20.
You see this person, they have a name tag that says Quinn. And you see they, without missing a beat, they go, fantastic, 1 red ticket.
We hand them a red ticket.
You see they take it, and they go, fantastic, here you are. And they slide you a golden ticket that says Big Top, the Mentalists. And they go, right through those curtains there. Hurry up now.
We all do our very best to like walk in unison.
Give me well, just for
Performance?
just for shits and giggles, give me a performance check.
Okay. 10.
Neve is still really fucking mad and isn't in the right headspace to pull off this prank. So she's not really into it. And it's a little obvious, but it's a little too late. You bought your ticket already, so you move inside.
Mm-hmm.
God, this music is so...
It's all right. As long as the scam worked.
Yeah, it worked well enough.
Every chance I get to scam Hecna is a good time.
You see that as you enter the main stage, you see floor to ceiling swatches of hanging red velvet separate the welcome room from the main stage. The two acrobats guarding the main stage allow you through. They take your ticket. And all of you step onto a really small, rickety platform.
Oh boy.
You see the the curtains pull back to reveal the interior of the huge tent. You see a circular sunken stage filled with gold sand is ringed with tiers and tiers of seats, all filled with cheering revelers. And let me pull that up for you. Fantastic. You see any view of the tent's ceiling is absolutely lost to gigantic spider webs. The entire ceiling is just webbing. You see acrobats crawling over it, looking down at the crowds, some of them doing like flips and like balancing perfectly. And you see below that there is a trapeze swing. And
Yep.
on it, you see a tall, lithe, elven-looking man with long, dark hair.
Also looks kind of spidery.
He currently looks elven. You see that he tumbles forward in a series of elegant moves and twists before pointing up to the swing. And his form shifts into a spider-esque human. His face becomes arachnid, like the teeth, multiple eyes. He turns from this like beautiful elven man to this almost grotesque spider-looking humanoid. You see that he shoots out a strand of golden silk that wraps around the swing and like halts his fall as he just effortlessly twirls and faces the crowds, who all are cheering and clapping for him. You see that he points to you on your little platform. And as the spotlights shine down on you and illuminate your forms, the platform beneath you creaks ominously. And you hear, as he points at you, bam! Right on time! Our newest competitors have arrived! What do you think? Are they just more Sphinx snacks? Arachne's got your back. Hey! Let's spin that web! And the platform shatters.
He leans over and whispers to Kaz right before it shatters, and he says, "Yep, there it is. Something stupid's gonna happen."
You see Kaz goes, "I hate this fucking," and then the platform beneath you absolutely fucking shatters. All of you crash down onto the sandy floor of the big top. You see on the other side of the tent, web-covered curtains are pulled back to reveal two huge sphinxes. They stride forward with sort of stately grace, much to the excitement of the crowd. Arachne, in his spider sort of hybrid form, swings slowly above the stage. He says, riddles ahoy! We're getting highbrow up in here tonight. But that doesn't mean we can't still have some blood on the sand. Let me see if I have the scene depicting this. I don't think I do. No, unfortunately, I didn't take the scene with the sphinxes, but that's okay. You see the two sphinxes.
Just imagine two sphinxes.
They don't. How do I? Okay, I can briefly show you this picture.
Oh.
I'm just gonna pull my PDF over so you can see what you're seeing. You see two sphinxes, male and female. The torsos
God,
and heads
tits out, cover them up, slut.
of humanoid and the bodies of lions. There is a human for scale, right? They are about the size of, I don't even know. They're absolutely fucking gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah,
why-
like I said, we're not gonna be able to fight these things, chat.
Why does this happen to me every fucking time?
Pretty sure they could one-shot any of us.
Okay. Anyway. Ignore the JVIC. None of you saw that.
Too late. It's already in the chat.
So,
I know what you are.
you see the sphinxes, absolutely large creatures dressed in gold and white costumes adorned with headdresses.
Can I just like just in anticipation of what's the fucking stupid shit that's about to happen, can I just like activate my my amulet to give myself 10 temporary hit points?
Yeah, I'll say you have a brief couple of seconds before all of this starts if you would like to cast any spells. Like, yeah. You've got
It just
a few seconds of
seems like
prep.
the logical things to do here, you know?
Yeah.
Just we're probably gonna have to fight something.
Let me see something here. I think that you see Kaz. Well, but it's concentration. No, never mind. You see Kaz considers casting protection from good and evil, but is kind of like, maybe I'll wait.
Mm-hmm.
You see the sphinxes begin whatever this performance is. You recognize thaumaturgy when it is cast. An illusion of a storm with the crackling sounds the crackling sounds of thunder erupt through the space, and make the curtains flutter and ripple. You see the two look to you, and in unison, they say, "Who of you will volunteer? We require one, so choose."
Volunteer for what? I don't understand what we're volunteering for.
They, you see that Ganymede says, "For the performance, we require a volunteer. I will bestow a gift upon them if they answer our riddles correctly."
All right. He turns to everyone and he says, "If I die in a really stupid way, can you guys like make up a cool way that I died? I'd appreciate it."
You see that, yes, okay. You see that, Kaz goes, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to volunteer? You don't want one of us to do it. You want to do it? You're gonna be okay?"
Says,
Those are some big fucking
says,
sphinxes.
he says, he kind of whispers low just to them, and he says, I don't think Heckner's gonna let me die here. He specifically said that they have plans for me. I don't know who they are, but I can't imagine it's dying in a fucking big top. So probably not gonna die here, but we'll see.
You see that he goes, all right, I guess good enough of an answer. Good luck. You step forward. And you see that Ganymede casts darkness and bids you to sit on her paw within the dark sphere. She says,
There's gonna be some dumbass riddles, aren't they?
you see, she says,
All right, let me get the easy ones out of the way. The doctor was his mother, and it's sexist if you thought it was his father. And he goes and stands on the paw.
you see that oh fuck, sorry, I lost my place. You see you see she says, please do not move until all riddles have been answered correctly. I promise no harm will come to you while you remain inside the darkness. Though I will warn you that if you refuse to abide by my rules, I will dispose of you and choose another volunteer.
Yeah, just get on with it.
You see that Abby Mead.
He pretends to check a watch that he doesn't have, and he says, I don't got all day. Come on, chop chop.
You see that Abby Mead begins to explain the rules. He says, he basically explains that the Sphinxes will ask 3 riddles. Only you, the volunteer, can answer the riddles. You can ask for extra clues, but they come with a price. Although they do not explain what that price is.
What happens if I get the riddles wrong?
You see
Gonna
that
pants me or something?
you see that she just smiles at you.
He rolls his eyes.
You see that Abby Mead casts a familiar spell, Zone of Truth, centered on you. Give me
I
a
work
wisdom.
to Yep.
Give me a wisdom saving.
I'm immediately resisting that. 17.
You do not succeed.
God damn it. Yeah, they're probably like fucking challenge rating fucking 37. The DC's probably like 50.
Let me go ahead and place your tokens down. Excuse me. That was weird. Alright. Elstain, you are over here with Ganymede. We'll say Ambrose is... Well, actually, here. I'll put them out. Go ahead and place them wherever you would like them to be.
Should they be 15 feet large?
No, I'm about to fix that.
Are they as big as the Sphinx is? I have cause. Tackle the Sphinx.
No. Oh my god, could you imagine? Sorry, I'm sure the stream is lagging like fucking crazy, because it does whenever I fucking do this. Okay.
Oh, good. I'll move them now. I think Ambrose back here. Kaz right here. And Neve. I can't control Neve, but she's with Ambrose.
Over here?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, one to the left. Space them out a little.
Like that.
Sure.
All right. Once you are within the darkness, seated, you cannot see anything around you. You are firmly shrouded in the dark.
He yawns.
We're going to roll initiative.
Oh boy. Should I do that now?
Yes. Go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
If you wouldn't mind rolling for them as well.
Okay. Okay. Damn, I should have saved my fucking spell slot for protection from good and evil. Man, Charm Person was a bad choice. It's fucking barely worked at all.
Yeah, you gotta have a high save for it.
Nah, it's just everything here has really high stats. So Ailstain rolled a fucking 8.
Great.
Write that down for him. Cause rolls 14.
Okay.
Ambrose rolls, oh my god, a 17.
Mm.
Finally taking a little initiative. And Neve rolls. Oh, she rolled the worst of all. She rolls a 4.
Oof, that is rough. All right. Yeah. So what you cannot see, Ailstain, is that as soon as you sit down and are firmly on the paw of this giant sphinx, 2 were-spider acrobats descend from the ceiling and begin to attack your friends.
All right.
So, they don't seem to be targeting you at all. Specifically, the party members who are not the volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
At the top of the round...
Great. We don't have our strongest tank out there. Oh, fucking Christ.
At the top of the round, the Sphinxes will ask their riddle. You can use your action to make one guess or ask for a clue on your turn in initiative. If you attempt to move away, bad things are going to happen.
I gathered that much. Can I not attack outside? Because I would just have disadvantage, right?
You don't know that that's going on. You are sitting in a sphere of darkness.
Hey, what's going on out there?
Let me see.
Are you guys being attacked by were-spiders out there?
So, it is the top of the round. So we shall start with your riddle. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah, can I not hear them, like, fighting?
You can hear. Nothing has happened yet. It is the top of the round. 2 were-spider acrobats have descended onto the sand, but no battle has begun yet. The Sphinxes ask of you. The riddle is thus. I pour forth light, but do not burn. I come and go, but never leave. I, silver clad and heat relieve, always old and sometimes new, never empty, often full.
Well, you're gonna have to repeat this. I pour forth light, but never burn.
But do not burn.
Okay.
I come and go, but
You do what and go? Sorry.
but never leave.
Okay.
I, silver clad and heat relieve.
Like I clad things in silver and I relieve heat.
I, silver clad.
Uh-huh. And
Always
heat relieve?
Yes.
But I don't understand that sentence.
I,
Silver clad and heat relieve.
comma, and heat relieve, comma.
What the fuck does that sentence mean? Okay, anyway, continue.
Always old and sometimes new.
Okay.
Never empty, often full. What am
Okay.
I?
Okay.
Talk us through your thought process.
That is a dumb fucking sentence. That's my first part of my thought process here. Is that sentence is so stupidly written. I silver clad and heat relieve.
You have some.
So I relieve.
You have time to think. You cannot.
yeah.
You cannot answer unless it is your turn. So we're going to take others' turns.
I am silver clad and I relieve heat, or I am silver clad and I am heat relieve. That doesn't make any sense. So it has to be I am clad in silver and I relieve heat. Right? Am I stupid, or is that not what that sentence means, chat?
That seems, that seems correct to me.
I come and go but never leave. Damn, dude. I've had some fucking exes like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Top of the round is Ambrose. Since you are thinking about the riddle, I can control them if you would like, or if you would still like to, you just let me know what you want me to do.
So, like, do the things seem like they're going to attack?
Yes.
Okay.
From Ailstain, doesn't know. From Ambrose's perspective, two were-spiders are about to attack him.
Him? They're both targeting Ambrose?
No, like they're like the party, but not you.
How big is this like ring of darkness?
The ring of darkness.
It's around Ailstain.
The ring of darkness is it's however big darkness is.
So that's usually, I think,
I'll
like 15 feet.
I'll double check.
So if that's the case, then Kaz and this were-spider are also sheathed in darkness.
Well, it's centered on her paw. So you are...
Yeah, which I'm on.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, so 15-foot radius from Ailstain would include Kaz and the were-spider.
All right. Well, then they're down here like this.
Okay. Okay, that makes a little more sense, I guess. I guess Kaz will run up to the were-spider and try to at least keep it busy so it doesn't fuck with Ambrose.
Okay.
They didn't say no rules against hitting these things, I guess.
Yeah, it is a 15-foot sphere. So Ambrose is going to attack it?
Did they say... Not Ambrose, Kaz.
It's Ambrose's turn.
Kaz's... Oh, that's right. Ambrose rolled a 17. That's right. Whoops. Well, they're right after each other, right? Is the were spider between them in the initiative order?
No, they are right after each other.
Yeah. So can they do that thing where they like share initiative?
Sure.
Okay. Cause will go here then, so that it can't get to Ambrose.
Okay. And
Let's see. Ambrose will. Let me find his fucking character sheet. You know, I'm realizing Ambrose has silence.
he did just get silence. I will say, because someone asked in chat, because he is able to ask for clues, I'm going to say refrain from putting your guesses in chat.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if there's a funny trick I could do with silence where like Ailstain goes to answer, but it's silenced. So it's like, is he right? Is he wrong?
Is that how you want to play?
Because I didn't say that we couldn't cast spells over there. That wasn't part of the rules.
That's true.
But would
is
that
correct.
be advantageous? They'd probably just be like, we didn't hear an answer. There's got to be some wacky thing I can do, right? Come on. He's basically a wizard.
Well, he's a bard.
Yeah, but he's got like wizard spells.
I'm curious your thought process. What is the goal that you're trying to achieve with that?
I'm trying to cheat a little bit.
Mm-hmm. What?
So
but what is
I'm
the like?
I'm looking through
goal?
spells. To fuck with the Sphinxes. I don't like playing their game.
Okay.
He does have Unseen Servant.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be invisible, so no one but him would know it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Can he cast Unseen Servant next to Ailstain and like, I don't know, do like using the because Ambrose is smart, right? That's like Ambrose's whole thing. He's supposed to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
So like cast Unseen Servant next to Ailstain and like give him signals by like tapping him and like tracing those like symbols that we learned together into his palm or something.
Yeah.
I think he does that.
Okay. I'll go ahead. Well, hold on. He knows Unseen Servant as a ritual spell. It costs.
That's true.
It costs 10 minutes to cast. So unfortunately, not doable in combat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This sucks.
You did have a couple of seconds. Well, no. I was going to say you had a couple of seconds beforehand, but yeah, it cost 10 minutes.
That's not
to
enough
cast.
time for a ritual. I think he's gonna cast command on the further away were spider.
Okay.
He's
What?
got to make a wisdom save.
Fantastic. Let me pull that up. What is the DC?
13. It's a wisdom save.
does not make it.
All right, well, for the shot, I guess.
No.
God damn it, Ambrose.
No. Like it doesn't succeed.
Oh, like it doesn't succeed the save.
Yes.
Okay. It has to run away now. It has to use everything in its power to get as far away from Ambrose as possible.
Fantastic.
Meaning probably take dash actions if it has those.
I'm realizing I didn't label these at all. Let me.
They don't have weapons, do they?
That's such a great question. Let me find out.
Because if they do, then instead
They
I
don't
want to
have.
cast drop.
They are
command
not
drop.
holding any weapons. It seems like their bodies are the weapons. So you cast it on.
Drop your body parts.
So he casts that on Were Spider A, and it has to move its speed away.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Has to move its speed and take any available actions. So like if it can take a dash action, it has to do that as well. But it has to do that on its turn. It doesn't have to do it right now.
All right. Well, I'll put it back then. Okay, great. So that is Ambrose's turn. Does he do anything else? That is his action.
He does have Bardic. He'll just, I don't know, give... I feel like Neve is... Well, I feel like Neve has a lot of save spells, no? Hang on, let me quickly skim her spells. A lot of them are saves. There are a few attacking spells.
I think she has more attacking spells than she has saves.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? If she can use Bardic on her attacks, then he'll give her Bardic.
Okay.
She seems like she's a bit of a heavier hitter than Kaz. Kaz will be our tank.
Okay, great. Perfect. So gives her Bardic
got
inspiration.
Bardic.
He gives her that little wink, the sparkles appear, and she's like, ah.
She's like, I'm gay.
All right.
And he's like, I am too.
That is Ambrose's turn. What is Kaz's action?
I guess just attack the shit out of this were spider, right? Hang on. When a creature within range attack, those spell ends any creature targets. Yeah, no, we don't want to do sanctuary. God damn, I really need to like read through these spells to remember what all they have between sessions.
Yeah.
I've
got a lot.
Actually, he's gonna cast a spiritual weapon right next to himself.
Fantastic. I'll go ahead and mark that off. Second level.
Kind of little D&D life hack for you all. Anytime you can get summons is good. You should always try to get as many summons as you can.
True.
Because more summons means more attack rolls, which means higher chances of hitting.
Which side of him, there or here?
Like right next to be south of him, right here. Okay, I have control of it.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, then.
Because it doesn't have a very high move speed, so I think we want it to be close enough to A to be able to get over there too.
Okay, that is his action. What is his bonus action?
And then I think it gets to attack on the same turn. Yes, he gets to do an attack on the same turn as he summons it.
Okay.
I don't remember. Oh, I guess it just gets a +6 to hit.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Ooh.
Why did I waste? Well, I was rolling such average normal rolls the whole game, and then we get into combat, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna throw a nat 1 your way, homie.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
All right. Well. Bonus actions. He can. Oh, wait. Wait, hang on. I might have misunderstood. Oh, it's a bonus action to cast spiritual weapon. So he has his action still, not his bonus action.
Okay.
So for his action, he can't cast a spell again, so he's just gonna fucking bonk this thing, dude.
He can do a cantrip.
Oh. Then he's gonna fucking I don't know, toll the dead.
Okay. On A?
B.
On B. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, A is running away right now.
That's correct. Okay. Go
A
ahead.
is spooked.
Is that a is that a save?
Yes. 14 wisdom.
Does not make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assume these things don't have high wisdom because they've failed 2 wisdom saves now.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Let me find where the goddamn hell my D8 is. Oh, that's a 7, baby. Take 7 necrotic damage.
Nice. Not liking that.
Hmm.
It fucking screeches. It's like, it does this like hiss, guttural.
Did Neve recognize either of these were spiders before they transformed?
Neither of them have transformed. They still appear to be in their somewhat humanoid form.
Does she recognize either of them?
She hasn't said so. Fantastic. That is Ambrose and Cause's turn.
Ambrose is like, Neve, are these friends of yours? Should we be pulling our punches?
Neve goes, no, I don't know them. Kill them.
Okay.
Next up is you, Ailstain. It is time to answer your riddle.
Okay. So I pour forth light, but do not burn. So not a torch, not anything like that. I'm assuming it's probably the moon off of that, but let's continue. I come and go, but never leave. The moon is technically always in the sky. I, silver clad and heat relieve. Not the heat relieve part, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that's about, but silver clad, the moon is silver. Always old and sometimes new. It's one of the oldest things of all time, but it's sometimes a new moon. Never empty, often full. What am I? Full moon. Never empty. I'm a little iffy on. Okay, so like I think he's talking this out like I am verbally. And I want to like kind of subtly be like holding my hand out as like the fucking unseen servant has tapped him on the shoulder. He subtly holds his hand out like open palm so that it can like the unseen servant can tap once for yes and 2 for no.
He didn't cast the unseen servant.
Oh, that's right. Fuck. It was a thing. Never mind. Forget I said all that.
Okay.
Can I roll like anything for this?
You can ask for a hint, or you can answer.
No, that's gonna use a turn. But I can't like roll like intelligence or anything to see if like
It's just your approximate
Ailstain's
knowledge.
smart enough.
Unfortunately not.
Like I feel like it has to be the moon. I can't think of anything else that would fit all those descriptions because it gives off light. Most things in this world probably give off heat with light, but the moon does not. They don't have fucking flashlights. There's like magic spells, I guess, but I have to assume the riddle's not gonna be like, oh, fucking, did you forget about fucking magic light, you fucking idiot? And the moon is also just like an important narrative device for this world. So I think he rolls his eyes and says, the moon.
You hear ding 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 ding. And you hear Ganymede go, correct. And then up in the rafters you hear Arachne go, correct. And you see, by the way, this whole time Arachne's like narrating what's happening on the field. He goes that guy made one of my spider ladies run away. Wow, look at that guy. So great. And then he's like also just narrating like anything that's happening essentially. Fantastic. You got your first one correct. Next up in the order is them. So
are they gonna give me the next riddle?
The riddles come at the top of the round.
Don't want me to think about it too long.
Let's see. Both of them. You see that they, crack, and like, they both transform into, similar to Arachne, this like hybrid, like spider, person. And you see
Where
that
spiders?
yeah. And you see that both of them make 2 attacks on. One of them makes 2 attacks on Cause, and the other one makes 2 attacks on Neve, since she is closer.
Well, no, it can't.
Oh, you're so right.
It can't.
Okay.
It has to run away.
So
it can. I think it can make. I think it doesn't have to keep doing that after this turn, but it. Hang on. Let me reread the spell. I'm pretty sure the way command works is you just for 1 turn you have to fulfill that command.
The acrobat disappears into the rafters. It had to run so far away, almost across the field. Still visible, but just quite.
Yeah, I think, it's just for 1 turn. The target spends its turn moving away from you by the fastest available means. So taking dash actions, climbing things, just whatever it can do to get away from Ambrose.
Okay. So that happens. And the second one takes a multi-attack on Cause. Let's see. That hits. And ooh.
Is it in the audience right now? Like it just like ran into the audience.
Well, I think that
trampled someone.
She probably like webbed up and is like floating above the audience. One of them did roll a natural 20 against Cause, however.
Oh. Well, goodbye, Cause.
So that is. Oh God. Okay. Oh.
We really should have sent Ambrose up there. You know, in hindsight, I knew going into this that Sphinxes love riddles. I should have sent Ambrose. Because, like, God damn it, I could have been taking all these blows, dude.
True. Ambrose takes 15 damage as this acrobat double kicks him in the stomach and gets him right in the fucking nuts. And he like goes to his knees.
Jesus.
That's what happens.
See, this is why we wear a cup.
That's what happens in our natural 20. You get cut, you get cut. You get fucking double kicked in the nuts, man. Fantastic. After that, it is finally Neve's turn. Would you like to control her, or shall I?
I mean, if you want to control her, that's your call. I do know that she has fucking Moonbeam with it, which is a fun one.
She does have Moonbeam. Would you like to cast Moonbeam?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
Does she have anything better than Moonbeam? I don't think she does. She has Heat Metal, but I don't think they're wearing no metal, so
Yeah, they're wearing like silks.
Moonbeam it is.
Fantastic.
She does have the ability to take on a starry form. As bonus action, you expend one of
Yeah, her
your wild
starry
shape feature to
forms-
take on a starry form rather than transforming into a beast. This form sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for additional 10. The form lasts for 10 minutes and it ends early if you dismiss it. Your starry form. As a bonus action while
Her archer form is great because as a bonus action each turn, she gets to make a ranged spell attack.
Yes.
That's why she's been doing so much damage previously.
Yeah, I don't think she can do that on the same form though, but I think she can take on her starry form as a bonus action and then oh wait, hang on.
No, yeah, she can cast it on that turn. It says when you activate this form and as a bonus action on your subsequent turns.
Yes.
So it would be her action and her bonus action, but it does a D8 plus 4 of radiant.
I'm just running through calculations in my head here. She does have 2 wild shapes, so
That's true.
we'll do archer form for now, and then chalice if
If
she needs to switch to healing mode.
Okay.
Because Kaz isn't bloodied yet. Although he did take 15, he's close to bloodied.
He's close to bloodied. You see that she.
Oh wait, is Ambrose supposed to be under max health? He's at 21 on his sheet.
I don't know why that is.
We've rested multiple times since
Yeah.
the last time we fought.
I'm
so
gonna give him a short rest because that should be true.
hmm
Anyway, there we go. Okay, so she activates her starry form, that sort of luminescent constellation being. She gets her like a constellation of a bow and arrow and shoots. Is she targeting A or B? I'm assuming B.
B.
Fantastic.
Might as well try to kill one of them quick, and so face the last one as 3 people in a summon.
Oh yeah, hits. Absolutely hits. Only does 5 damage, but that's okay. She rolled a 1.
Oh, good.
All right. Doesn't like that either. Gets shot in the back with a spectral arrow.
I mean, she still has her moonbeam too that she hasn't done yet.
That's true. But that was her whole action and bonus action to do that.
What? No, the transforming is as a bonus action, you transform.
Yes.
So she hasn't used her action yet. The bonus action is using that form. As a bonus action, you expend use of your wild shape feature to take on a starry form rather than transforming into a beast.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. And you'd like her to cast Moonbeam as well?
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic. They will make a Constitution save. They do not succeed. And so...
2d10.
Yes. Oh, shit. That's crazy.
2d10? It's 2d? Sorry.
Awesome. Really funny jokes.
It starts tooting.
That is 8 damage.
So that means it's taken, what, 20 total now? This thing bloodied?
Um,
7 plus 5 plus 8.
just above bloodied, not bloodied quite yet. Not quite yet.
It's got 41 health.
But he's getting there. He's getting there. All right, back to top of the round. You see Ganymede speaks the next riddle. Are you prepared?
Sure.
You can make me large or small.
You can make me large or small.
I can be a dog, a hat, or a ball.
Okay.
I hover where I'm given rein,
Okay.
but am often tethered by a chain.
Often tethered by a chain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I assume, what am I?
Don't let me go into the sky
Okay.
unless you want to say goodbye.
Unless... Is this a balloon?
What am
I? You can make me large or small. Balloon.
Mm-hmm.
I can be a dog, a hat, or a ball. Balloon. I hover where I'm given rein. Balloons hover. But I am often tethered by a chain. String. Don't let me go into the sky unless you want to say goodbye. This one's easier. This one's definitely balloon. There's not a hint in here that doesn't indicate balloon.
Well, I guess we'll find out on your turn. It is Ambrose's turn.
If it's not balloon, I'm calling bullshit because balloon totally applies. Like, there's not a part of that fucking riddle that doesn't apply to a balloon. Anyway. Ambrose's turn, you said?
Yes.
Honestly, these things kind of suck at wisdom. I'm looking through his wisdom saves now.
Mm-hmm.
How about we hit him? We hit B with a dissonant whispers.
Okay.
Give me that wisdom save.
At first or second level?
First.
Okay. Wisdom save. What is it?
13.
They succeed.
Damn it. Well, they still take half damage.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right.
so that was
Kaz.
Ambrose's turn. Now it's Kaz's turn.
Ambrose can also give Kaz Bardic.
I
and
think
he's gonna do that.
Kaz still has his heroic inspiration. You cannot have both. Oh wait, can you?
Yes.
Okay, actually, yes.
Heroic gives you advantage. Bardic gives you
That's
a
right.
D8. Is it a D8 now? It might still be a D6.
I
don't remember
It's a D6.
what
for
Ambrose
him.
is at.
It's still a D6.
Okay. He gets it. It becomes a D8 at some point.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember what level.
You're right. Okay, yeah. He'll give Kaz the Bardic.
Okay. And then Kaz, what is this funky little guy do?
What does this funky little guy do?
He
There's
has
a
his
lot.
sword attack for sure.
True.
His magic sword. Swings. I guess I'll roll that really quick. 6 to hit. Dirty 20.
Ooh, that hits. Go ahead. Roll damage.
And that's a D8 plus 4. Give me a little bit of 11 damage. Well, no, not 11 damage. Yes, 11 damage on that little guy.
Damn. Okay. Officially bloodied.
Nice.
Officially bloodied. Not happy.
So we know
at all.
that it has 70 HP or less. Because we knocked off a total of 35. So, what we do with that information, I don't know. I think he casts. What does he cast? He's gonna cast Guiding Bolt on that fucking thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
+6 to hit. Oh my god, nat 20, baby!
Oh my god.
Let's go! We doubling or are we rolling
Double it.
8d6? Okay.
Double it.
That's 4d6 doubled.
Mhm.
That is 12 plus 1, 13. 13 doubled to 26.
How do
Let me
you
guess, critical?
How do you want to do this?
Nice. I think Kaz is an angy boy. He's real cross. You know, he's a goth and he's in a circus. He doesn't want to be here.
True. He's like, I'm not a
and,
clown. I'm not a
think-
jester.
I think he crashes out again. I think the spiritual weapon slashes this thing in the back.
Mhm.
And then he does that same thing where he leaps on it like the door, but he like leaps on it and fucking like blasts it in the face with the guiding bolt. And he's like maybe even frothing just a tiny bit at the mouth.
Fantastic. You see that he fucking blasts him in the face. The werespider crumples to the floor and does not move. It does the spider thing where it kind of like shrivels up a little bit and lays in the floor like kind of like a desiccated husk.
Headless, like the fucking it like burned its head off.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we know about this chat, I did 61 total damage to Werespider B. So Werespider A has 61 or less. Probably. Maybe. They could have different health if it was rolled.
All right.
But roughly 61 probably.
It is back to your turn, Ilstain. What is the answer to your riddle?
I think he pinches the bridge of his nose. He goes, "Oh my fuck, are you fucking for real? It's a balloon."
You hear, correct. Correct. Ding, 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 ding.
This is what passes for entertainment here?
The crowd loves this. The crowd is cheering every time you get a correct answer. And they also cheered when Kaz just killed that werespider. So kind of seems like it doesn't really. The outcome of this isn't important to them. They're just happy to be. They're just happy to be here. All right.
Coliseum style.
Does werespider A get a save for command?
It doesn't have to make any more saves. Command only lasts for 1 turn, so it's
Okay.
free to do what it wants to do now.
Let's see.
Although I imagine since it did everything it could to get away, it has to spend all of its actions trying to get back now.
Let's see what it can do. Yeah, unfortunately, really cannot. Can't do much from far away, so. It makes it to here. And that's as far as she can get. So, next and last is Neve, who is probably just gonna charge, or she'll do her her archer attack,
Sure.
or I don't know. You're controlling her.
I mean, if you have something you want her to do, otherwise I was just gonna have her fucking moonbeam again.
Oh yeah, well she can move the moonbeam, right? Because the person that was in it died.
Yep. On each of your turns after you cast a spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. So she can just kind of use her action to move that moonbeam
Perfect.
onto A.
Okay, yeah. So let's do that. And so now A has to make a Constitution save as well. Does not succeed. And so how much damage is that?
2d10. Let's.
You want to roll that?
Sure, I can do that.
You can do that. Thanks, mister.
Wow, she rolled like fucking piss though. 6. I rolled a 1 and a 5. That's ass, dude. I can't believe that.
It singes her a little bit. She don't like it. She don't like it. You see Neve moves the beam and like watches it not do much to her, and she goes, bitch, and then throws her or sends her spectral arrow out, which does hit. For damn it, she really is not rolling well. Does another 5 damage. Well, the were-spider doesn't like that, but is not bloodied yet. That is back to top of the order. And you see she says...
How much damage did it do?
She did 5. So overall, I think what that's...
11.
11 damage, yeah.
Yeah.
You see Ganymede says...
Decent amount of health to knock off still.
You see, she says, "Are you prepared for your last riddle?"
Come on, let's hear it. Chop, chop.
Walking weaver, sky fisher, cobbler's delight, and oft afeared, roaming builder, patient feaster. What am I?
Walking weaver, sky fisher, cobbler's delight, and oft afeared. Roaming so sky fisher. I feel like that's a big one. Sky fisher. Something that reaches toward the sky or something. Cobbler's delight and oft afeared. Roaming builder. Patient feaster. All right. You took off the kid gloves for this one, it seems.
Why don't we leave this last round and this last riddle for next time?